Bam, we're live. Hey, good morning, Caleb. What's up? Good morning.
Good morning.
Susie, good morning.
Good morning. Is it still choppy?
Yeah, not choppy's too strong. Atari, 2600 or 5200.
No, that's disappointing.
All your edges aren't smooth. You're in a cubist phase of your life. You got a little Pablo Picasso in you. I don't understand. I built something out here. When I say built, I mean I ordered it on Amazon that put my keyboard further away from the table, and I'm still like just so close. Maybe I need a wider lens. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
There you go.
I don't mind it the other way either, Caleb. Uh-oh, you see it? We're getting throttled again. Holy shit.
No, I think that's by actual people. I think that's by our people.
No, I never see 31.
Oh. I see what you're saying. I thought you meant the comments. I was like looking at the comments to see if the bots came in.
Oh. I did see someone in the comments mention, holy shit, the show got a lot of likes. Was that from the bots or like?
I don't know. I don't think it was from the bots, but
we don't have an explanation for yesterday.
No explanation.
I don't know where to start. Oh, guys, here we go. I'll start here. Did I send you guys the notes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. We have a subclip station that we've had forever, and basically it's where clips live so that they don't get mixed in with the full length shows. And that station is I don't even know what that station's called. Is it just called Sevan Podcast Subclips? Does anyone even know how to find that? Okay, Sevan Podcast Subclips. Maybe we'll put a link here in the maybe we'll just start putting a link in the show notes.
Okay.
Just add that to the list. Ooh, that looks good, Souza. Wow. That looks really good.
I got fancy on a Sunday.
And if my mic's too loud or anything like that, or we're not balanced, someone tell me. We're working through a whole new set of kinks as we build things out. Did you see the pictures of the studio I sent to the thread?
It looks so cool.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Yeah.
Can I pull them up, or you want me to wait?
No, we'll wait. There's just shit everywhere still. But it's crazy. I really thought that Susan was going to be able to be here in studio today. I just couldn't get it done. I spent an hour last night trying to set the camera up, and I just couldn't figure out how to do it.
We'll get it next weekend.
So Subclip Station, please subscribe to it. Once we get over 1,000 subscribers on that, we can start monetizing it. And so we have some help with the subclips there, and how we're doing it is as that makes revenue, we'll pay the person to make more and more subclips. So that's kind of where we're at. So I think I don't even think it doesn't have 1,000 subscribers yet, right?
No.
650.
Okay.
Oh, we got some more new ones. Awesome.
Dang, look at okay, yeah. So there it is. And it's called the Sevan Podcast Subclips. And as soon as we get over 1,000 subscribers, we'll start monetizing it. We'll get better and better clips. We'll be able to pay people. And so this also is being thank you to capeptides.com for also once again helping us get this going. I was back home yesterday. I took my first. I got back on this Wolverine, by the way.
Oh, nice.
And I'm back on the Toe Spacers.
The morning cocktail.
It's been a few weeks. I'm also doing this. I was just going to the things I'm trying this. I don't know if I think I'm going to make it. I wasn't sure if I was going to share it, but I'm just eating red meat, black coffee, and Swolverine for September.
Wow.
So the first, second, and third, I've only had red meat and Swolverine and black coffee.
How much red meat?
Yesterday I had and so I had to put some salt on it. In all fairness,
okay.
And my wife put some accidentally chopped some garlic after she made me some hamburger meat last night. She's like, "Hey, I put garlic in there." So there is some error, but I'm not doing fruit and vegetables. I'm not going to do eggs. I'm not going to do chicken. I'm not going to do like hot sauce. I'm not going to do cheese. I'm not going to do sour cream. I'm not going to do sour cream. Yeah, you like that, Caleb?
That's good.
And so I'm just going to try that for 30 days just to what's crazy in 3 days, I already feel like less inflammation.
Do you feel hungry?
Yeah. Yes.
I feel like I just feel hungry the whole time.
Dude. Last night I was just like sitting there, just wanting pistachios so bad.
Your nightly
Oh, good. That's Dick Butter. I did. God. Oh, call me a liar. Last night, or in the afternoon yesterday, around 3:00, when I started getting hungry, when I made a hamburger and I put a little bit of butter on the pan. That is correct. I did do butter, but I'm really trying to just do. I want to do that thing that Anthony Chafee did, where he just had a steak. I think my wife said she's going to go out and buy like 100 steaks in the next couple of days, and I just wanted to do steaks at night like he does.
I've been doing like ribeyes just about every night.
And is it treating you good?
Yeah, real good. So good.
Sevan asked Caleb about Naked Martin. Is that Naked Martian? No.
Nope.
Is that the game? Someone was running around naked in the hotel or something?
No.
Oh.
Somebody sent a video, and it is fucking abhorrent. It is so
to the Sevan Podcast.
No,
Instagram?
to the Sevanistas. I'm not fucking talking about that. I'll show you guys later.
Okay. What else do I want to talk about? So Subclip Station. Oh, so that Two Brain business survey I've been trying to get you guys to do, if you're an affiliate owner, to go over there and take. It was supposed to have closed on August 31st, but yesterday I spoke to someone over at Two Brain, and it's actually not closing until tomorrow. And if you own an affiliate, if you own a gym, if you own a small gym, and you want to be part of this survey, it's anonymous. I think you do want to be a part of it. It's it comes the State of the Industry report that Two Brain puts out every single year. Highly valuable to anyone who gives a shit about running a small business. I guess not even a gym. Definitely not just a CrossFit gym. It's gyms worldwide. Go ahead and participate. The link is in the show notes from yesterday or today. Super simple survey. And like I've opened the book several times and shown you guys, you just open the book anywhere and it's just pouring out great information with graphs, pictures, all that fun stuff. So for smart people, there's good shit, and just for simpletons who like to contextualize and put things in kind of give things a relativity and context, it's a fabulous tool. So that's Two Brain Business. Make sure you do that. Why do I have to? We know Crash Crucible is coming up with Ty Jenkins, James Sprague, and Colton Mertens. If you don't know, I think this is kind of Ty Jenkins going to be his big coming out party. He won the CrossFit Games for the kids this year, and now he's going to participate with the big boys. It's going to be worth watching that just for that. That is end of October. I do believe there's a good chance Sousa will be there, and we will be streaming that.
Yeah, I think it's like mid-October, like 13th, 14th.
Second weekend of October, yeah.
Something around there, yeah.
And then Rogue is 2 weeks after that.
That's right.
I want to also thank Eaton Beaver. That was Eaton Beaver who called yesterday, right? With that school board stuff.
Yeah.
The more and more I think about that, that I think that is the way for many people. Get on the school board and just start fucking shit up. I was watching a bunch of Carrie Lake videos. I really like Carrie Lake. I really, 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 really like Carrie Lake. I'm so down with God, country, and family.
Okay.
And the God thing is, I like God because the values that come around God, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Sevan, those priests molest a lot of kids. Yeah, not as much as people who don't have values. Just leave them alone. Just don't focus on that. Focus on the good parts. There's going to be bad people everywhere. Bad people everywhere. I don't think it's disproportionately higher in the God crowd. I really don't. And those people have rules that they live by. I like country. Country is like caring about your yard. Like you pull up to your house, and there's some trash there because it's trash day, and some of your neighbors' trash when the truck dumped the that thing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Caleb. When it dumps your trash, when you come home that day, you see some like stuff, like some styrofoam that you're like, oh, I suspected that was gonna fly out. When the truck flipped my trash can upside down. You pick it up. That's country. You pick it up. It's not Yahoo shit. You don't have to have the pickup truck with the American flag and the gun rack. You can. But country is just giving a shit about where you live, not shitting where you eat.
Pride in where you live.
Yeah, country's cool. You don't have to be a Yahoo. You can be a Yahoo. I like Yahoo country shit too. I like Kid Rock. You can do it. You know what I mean? The four wheels in the mud and the ATVs.
Yep.
And then family. Family is being raised in a place that's really loving, where you feel supported, where people believe in you, where you have a place to put your head down, where you have your tribe. It's your tribe. You want family, country, God. And God is values that put other people ahead of you. I heard this amazing, God, I'm really liking Vivek. I heard this amazing explanation on why there should be term limits. I think you're going to love this, Sousa. Why there should be term limits for politicians. And this ties into the God and country and family thing. As human beings, we want things for ourselves. We want a house. We want money. We want security. We want a wife. We want a husband. We want kids. We want a car. Where we want to serve our needs and our desires. And then there's phases in your life where you want to do service. There's phases in your life where you want to do service. And service comes with some really, really unique states of mind that other forms of activity do not bring you. When you are serving others, all your problems go away. You just are getting better and feel better. There's a freedom there. It's like when you have kids and you lose yourself. There's a freedom there. All of a sudden you're free if you can do it. There's a freedom there of going there to a soup kitchen and just feeding people on Christmas Day. There's something, it's not about you. You're free from all your bullshit. You're just free from it. And Vivek was saying that there's a time in people's life when they want to go into service, as opposed to when you're in your self-interest phase. People have self-interest phases and service phases. And when you have career politicians, Vivek says that they'll be in office in their service phase, but if you're in office for 40 years, your self-interest phase will also come into play, and you'll start using your office for self-interest instead of service. Mm-hmm. You guys see the distinction I'm making here? You have self-interest phases, and then you have service phases. And that's what's kind of interesting. I was thinking about Donald Trump last night. I was like, oh, he probably went through some massive self-interest phases, right?
Oh, for sure.
And now he wants to be in a service phase, and some people are struggling with it.
Could be.
But because of how he went through his self-interest phases, he comes to the service phase with a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yep.
And it doesn't matter whether what I'm saying is true or not. It's a nice paradigm to think about who we want in office and how we want them to work. It's the same thing with the God, country, and family. Doesn't mean it's necessarily true. You don't have to believe in God to want God, country, and family. You want the things that come with God. Values, kindness, treat others how you would want to be treated, service, love.
Understanding, acceptance. You also don't need to be at a church to have those things either.
Right.
Or go to it or be around that one priest.
But it does take to start to build some conscious values, to somehow have some values.
Yeah, it's like something's bigger than yourself, right? Otherwise, everything's focused just around yourself. And so once you start to realize that it's not all about you, and there's stuff bigger than you out there, you tend to change your thought process towards things, right?
And get right. And the service piece is not going and burning down the federal courthouse in Portland. That is not that's not service.
Probably not. No. Probably do that.
No. That's you. That's you doing that.
Yeah.
Service is when there is no you.
Yeah. Service
is when you light yourself on fire. If you want to be a social justice warrior, do what the Buddhists used to do. Just go out and light yourself on fire.
Martyr yourself.
Dude, I just saw a clip of Madonna saying that she has deep thoughts about bombing the White House. How do you not go to jail for like? How do you not?
Freedom of speech.
I think that's not the same. There's like it's like isn't there a law like if you speak on something that would be like a terroristic threat? Like isn't that like a terroristic threat?
I think, but not if she says it's in a dream or something, right?
I've been thinking a lot about it. And I'm just like, well, I don't even want to say it. I don't even like putting it out there. But I was just like, it's a little much for me.
That's that's not cool.
It's a little much for me. David Weed, Sevan, call the cops. What for? What do you mean?
David.
Okay. Excuse me.
Already on it. All right, cool.
It'd be more dangerous if she said it like 20 years ago when Madonna had some real star power.
Yeah.
Now she just got grasping at straws.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that grasping at straws. Okay. I already talked about Rich. Okay. Subclip. Okay.
20 years ago was 2003. Did she have any star power in 2003?
Is that when she said it?
No, I'm just saying if she said it 20 years ago in like 2003.
Okay. 30 years ago.
It's only 2003, 20 years ago. Fuck. In my mind, that was the 80s.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay. I wonder how many of these I can get through today. Just go through my whole list.
Just start hammering.
There's some nasty ones. Okay. Number 2. I don't even know these anymore. The list has gotten big again. Number 2.
Just when I think I know where you're going to start, you do the exact opposite. Try to pin you down every show.
I'm sure there's some repeats in here. Okay, here we go.
Here's something that's pretty messed up. For all of you who identified as, in Canada, liberals, or in the US, maybe Democrats, and whatever that might represent, left wing in other countries, when did you ever think that that side, which I certainly identified with, would become pro-war, pro-pharma, and pro-censorship? To me, what the here's something that's pretty.
That's fair, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I was raised anti-war, anti-pharma, anti-censorship, and now those are the
cornerstones of the left.
But here's what's even crazier: they're not even the cornerstones; they're in action. They're full throttle, full speed away. Censorship is at full. It's not even like talked about. It's just full throttle censorship.
Yeah,
full throttle pharma.
Where's the censorship coming from, too? That's the crazy part.
There's a guy, like, I think I've told the story before, but there's this guy building a big giant. It looks like a CVS next to Greg's house in Arizona, and he laughed. He goes, "Look, a CVS," and it's a huge indoor basketball stadium. The guy's building on his property in the neighborhood, and I go, "What's that guy do for a living?" He goes, "Pharma." This is a year and a half ago. Pharma. Democrat too.
He's not a Democrat.
Selling your mom statins so that he could. And you know why he's building the basketball stadium? Because there's pro basketball players in the neighborhood, and if he builds that, they'll come play so his kids can play with them.
One of those "if you build it, they will come" situations. Damn.
I want to say John Stockton's in the neighborhood.
Hey, what's that new one too? Ozempic. Yeah, he could build 2 basketball courts now.
Yeah. That shit is hot.
Yeah, they don't know why it works either.
They don't.
Nope.
If anyone wants some, go to CA Hormone sells that. Ozempic.
Yeah, it might get rid of your fat, might get rid of your muscle.
Guaranteed to lose 30 pounds. Ozempic, dude. It's crazy the weight loss people are having on that.
Yeah, it's crazy too how much you could already see the playbook. They curved obesity to be just a disease now, right? Not something out of your control.
Oh shit.
So they put that in the forefront, and then a little bit after, people started accepting it as a disease, which is easy to accept because it's less of your responsibility, right? You didn't do it to yourself, it happened to you. And then they come in with this cure. Here's the problem for the disease. Check us out.
Ozempic.
Beautiful. Gotta love that.
I want to go back to that question you asked. So this is the perfect example is this. The WHO, YouTube relies on the WHO to say what we can and can't say on YouTube, right? World Health Organization. And you can go to the YouTube station and see that they got pages and pages of things you can and can't say, and a lot of it's based on what the World Health Organization says. They lean on the World Health Organization for what's okay to say. And then you ask, who's in charge of that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who is in charge? Who is in charge of that? I just picture that there's some people at the very top of Google, maybe I'm naive, who just believe all the propaganda, right? And there's going to be tons of it, like get your kids injections. But by the way, as soon as you give your kid its first shot, by the way, their immune system, you've changed their immune system for their entire life. Just remember that. The very first shot you give, you're changing your kid's immune system for the rest of their life. When I say shot, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you shoot them up with a little heroin.
They'll recover.
Fine, they'll recover. Talking about the good stuff from your friends at Pfizer. Why? I just figure people are just scared, and it's just we got stuck in our own bullshit. But do you think that there's another reason? You think that there's some other like?
Yeah, and I heard this. I forget where I heard it, but think about it. If Google had its own censorship, right, and it was just a bunch of employees that are woke at Google, why is it the same exact censorship that's happening at Facebook?
Oh.
They're two separate companies. You would think that there might be some variance there, but it's the same buzzwords, same issues, same rolling truths, where before this was true, you couldn't say it, otherwise misinformation. Then it comes out that misinformation was actually fact. And then
I suppose at Rumble, you can just just be like, hey.
Right. So, and then also too, what about all the censorship that's happening all the way across all the local news media stations? Where's that coming from?
Trish says it's the Jews.
Not again.
Why? Why does it have to be them?
Why?
Hey, listen, I'm gonna have a talk with my boys after the show and get this thing all fixed out. Okay, the gays. What? The devil. Why? God.
It's a cool picture, Rambler.
The devil's a lazy answer, though. Man, the devil's a lazy answer.
Yeah. I always throw that out when they're like, we're at a spiritual war. Are we? Or is it just humans?
David Weed, it's always the Jews. Well, thank you. When you say stuff like that, it makes me feel better about all the other shit you say. You know what I mean? Okay. Number 3. Trump supporter. There's some wild ones in here today. Hey, what do you? But before we go to this, what do you guys do with like all the nonstop beating of conspiracy shit? Like you've seen all the Maui stuff, right? Like the Maui and the flat Earth and like all these people. The Maui thing's driving me kind of nuts. All these people are upset at Oprah because she bought land and she's not donating money. I'm like, fuck you. She made that money. Let her do whatever the fuck she wants. If you don't like her and you want her out, just be like, fuck you, bitch. I hate you because you're rich. But don't you're sitting there begging for her money. Well, she's trying to collect donations for you. And you're like, why don't you give your money? You're a billionaire. Well, how about she just do nothing? How about she just do nothing and fuck off and buy all the land and build cool shit on it?
Well, wasn't the whole situation there the fact that nobody could get into that land for a long time? Like it was owned by a lot of the locals and they weren't giving it up. And then they just burnt down all the shit on it. And then now that
supposed to be some laser that burns everything except for blue shit. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah.
See, this
it's all over Instagram.
So that they're saying that like the reason that the fires are starting is because there's like some laser hitting everything. Like there's video of cars in the middle of like grass fields that are completely scorched and like melted aluminum on the ground.
The grass
but,
field is fine.
Yeah, but the grass field's completely fine, and the trees around it are completely fine. Everything is. It's very, very interesting if you look into it. 2,000 missing children in Maui. We'll get to that. I read the article. Here's the thing about that. I want to say that. So I looked into that one, and what it is there's 2,000 kids who haven't returned to school. And just so you know, when the pandemic started, there were 51 million kids in schools in the United States, and then when the pandemic was over, there's only 49 million. Some of those 2 million, like my kids, didn't go back to school. They're missing.
They're not missing. I kissed them this morning before I started the show. I rubbed their backs and their tummies and I gave them big kisses. God, I fucking love my kids. I rub their backs and their legs and I love that stretch thing they do. My dog used to do that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they don't even open their eyes. I don't even know if they know they're doing it. Greg always had some strong thoughts on that kind of stretching, that's kind of like the best stretching you could do. that like
all four limbs just reaching out.
just that reaching out kind of like.
It's such a good feeling in the morning too.
Oh, it's so nice, right?
Makes sense because it's like natural. You know, like people just naturally get up and do it.
As opposed to getting in that machine and cranking the handle and it rips your legs apart.
Oh, I was just thinking about buying one of those. Last
I
night.
want one so bad, dude, for my kids.
They're only $150 on Amazon. You get the kid one for like $70.
Will you pull that up, Caleb?
What are you talking
It's
about?
a splits machine. I think is probably.
You were really thinking about getting one of those?
Yeah, I've looked at it like, and the funny part is not that expensive, but I've circled around buying it like 10 times.
Dude.
Is it a leg stretcher?
Yeah, like you sit in it like this, and then there's a little wheel in the front. You kind of lean back and you crank it, and it opens your legs up.
Shit.
Dude, it looks like it takes a lot of space. That's been my hesitation.
Yeah,
It's like a GHD.
That's
you only use it for one thing. And
wow, dude.
$140. There is one with that has red in it too that I think is like a little more.
Can you click the ratings on that? I want to see. I want to see what like kind of shit they say.
Doing it. Look at that. Of course, it looks like she's on her phone and shit.
No way, dude. I'd be crying.
I know.
Hey, what do you think about when I hear athletes say I do my zone 2 training while like looking at my phone?
Yeah.
Is that good or bad? I want to be like, hey, aren't you supposed to be training with intention?
You think Matt Frazier ever did his zone 2 training looking at his phone?
I don't know. It's a good question. I'm going to call him and ask him.
Yeah. It's 10:30 there. We're golden. Hey, Matt, real quick. This is going to take 2 seconds. You're live on the air. Thanks for coming back on the show. We're super excited to have you. When you did your zone 2 training,
let me see.
was there a TV playing on your phone?
Hey.
Scrolling and stuff?
Can you come on the show for 5 minutes this morning? I have a question about zone 2 training.
I watched the tour of the HWPO facility.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty jealous.
Just crazy nice.
I always envision, and the funny thing is I'm not jealous of the actual stuff as he's walking through it. He's walking through it. I'm envisioning what I would do with that space. And then that's what I'm like, oh, we'd have a dope podcast studio in there. Oh, we could do, and like I envision it as it's my own, not like seeing this stuff of me like, oh, I wish I was in there. I'm like, oh, I just wish I had a building.
This new building that we have, that building that we bought. I'm just imagining all of the amazing.
What building? What building? You and your wife bought a building?
Yeah, we bought 2 acres of land, and it's a house technically, but we're gonna build a house next to it, and it's
so cool,
fucking great.
What state is that in?
Nebraska.
God, I'm ready to move to Nebraska.
You're gonna have a shooting.
Oh, Matt Fraser said he watched movies and TV during zone 2. All right.
Prove it.
Sevan watches other podcasts while he does zone 2 training. First of all, I don't even know what zone 2 training is. Second of all, third of all, fifth of all, I do zone 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I've never, and I watch a podcast, listen to the news. Yeah, always.
That's called research, guys. That's not watching. Come on.
Oh, and thanks for diming me out on the show like that. That's really cool. That's cool. You're
Good
cool.
shit.
Thank you. That's cool. You're cool. Thank you. You're cool. Thank you.
You're cool.
How do you do that? Why would you do that? This is funny.
Margarita too.
Hey, can you go back to that leg splitter? And I want to see the PK is cool. He told me I do zone 2 training while when I watch porn. Okay, here we go. Oh, let me read I always start at the 1-star. Let's the 1-star. Cheap metal gears that won't last long. I'm seeing metal dust when my daughter uses it. I've used this thing every day since arrival. 3 days ago, it stopped opening and closing. Inspection showed a tiny nut held a gear on the adjusting screw. The nut and the adjusting screw was found to be stripped. The chair is now a paperweight.
That's a big paper.
Lasted 2 months. So if you use it every day for 2 months, that's $5 a session. $2.50 a session. $2.50.
Oh, one in Espanol.
Let me see another 1-star.
There's a 3-star.
Oh, there was a video. Can we see a video of that person getting their shit ripped open?
Oh, you want to go back to the video?
I don't know if I want it. I want it. I shouldn't have read the red star. Just 1 stars. It just talked me out of it. Purchased.
No, it's just talking about its damaged screws.
I just got something in the mail from Amazon there was $2,300 that came damaged. I haven't told the people yet. It weighs 470 pounds.
You're gonna have to send it back, huh?
No.
You're just gonna fix it?
No. It's just gonna stay broken.
What is it?
It's a tool shed. A tool. I'll send you a picture of it. It's a
does it
tool.
not move or something? Does it not wheel?
One of the wheels has been ripped off the bottom in the steel and shit. And I know exactly how it happened. I know exactly how it happened.
Getting unloaded off the truck, probably.
Did your glasses show up? These? Did I order these on the air? Did you send
No.
these to me, Wad
Yes.
Zombie? Oh, you did? Oh my God, thank you. Dude, Wad Zombie, you know what's so crazy? These came in the mail, and I was like, fuck, I knew I wanted these. I don't remember hitting pay. You're so fucking awesome, dude. Thank you. My kids wore these. My mom wore these. Everyone wore these. I opened these up. Dude, you're the man. Thank you. I got that from you. I got my Alex Gazan card. Thank you. Wad Zombie.
Mint Trading Company.
I got my Ben Smith card. If you look closely, Laura Horvat's in here.
Yep, she's on there.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Got like Mertens. Oh, and tomorrow we have Alexis Raptis on.
Nice.
That one's got a glare on it for some reason. There we go.
I think that more people, Alexis Raptis is more people's crush than people know. And I'm not projecting. Even a little.
Not even a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, Training Think Tank Alexis. Yeah, that one. Okay, sorry. So this let's go back to the Trump. Here we go. I'm telling you, today's is going to be a wild show. Here we go.
I'm here to support President Trump. You want to know why I'm here to support President Trump? Because they done did black men like this for decades. Make up charges and put them. So I know Trump is innocent. I support Trump against this corrupt, two-tiered justice system. That's why I'm here to show my support as a black man for Trump. And I'm wearing my shirt, Niggas for Trump 2024, and I mean that.
What do you think about the indictments?
Oh, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's going around the country. You know, Fannie Willis, she went to school with my sister. She was full of shit. So she's a puppet for the white liberal that is controlling everything. She's in front, but the white liberal back there pulling those strings, telling her what to do. That's what I think about her, making a fool of herself.
Do you think it's going to help his election?
Of course it is. It's going to elevate him all the way. I think we should make Trump king. That's how I feel. We should make him king.
Wouldn't that be like kind of like communistic?
No, that's nowhere near communist. Now we just going to make him king, but we still got our freedoms and rights and everything. He for that. Yeah, Trump for king 2024.
That's actually my URL. I own that URL.
You own that URL?
Can I get your name?
Really? Oh, my name is Niggas for Trump 2024.
I can't
Derek
write that.
Giff. I'm here to support.
I can't write that. No, you can't even say it, bitch. Think about it. Think about the Democrats. First it was jail all the people based on their skin color. Now it's encourage them to do violent crime and destroy their cities. Fucking idiots. God, I don't know. I probably should think this out, but like I can't see the Democrats as anything but Nazis anymore. I can't think of anything as fascist, totalitarian. How are you telling me all of this shit? Blade, I'll say it. All right. We gotta get Blade back. We gotta get Blade back on the show. That's another easy one. Hey, when I'm out of town, get him too.
Yep.
Him, Josh Bridges, all the Hunter McIntyre. Just lump all the easy dudes. The guy with Blade, the guy with the lighting issue in his garage. The guy with the light that doesn't want to stay on in the garage.
I need to drop him off like a ring light or something. Hook him up.
That's what I remember from those interviews.
Yeah. I had to click off and then do this.
Hey, Olivia, I'm so down with Carrie Lake though too. I'm so down with Carrie Lake. I'm down. I'm down with Carrie Lake. I'm down with Larry Elder. I'm down with Vivek. God, there's a great Larry Elder. You want to see something fucking crazy? Where is that? Oh man. Oh, 76. Look at this. 76. God, Larry Elder's a beast. Watch this. This stand back, people. Really absorb this. This is, I don't know how these guys do this. Larry Elder destroys Charlemagne, the God, on the Breakfast Club. This is insane, dude. And now he reads into it a little bit. And I do give Charlemagne credit for staying so calm, but fuck, dude. Maybe Charlemagne's just being so calm because he got knocked the fuck out. This is crazy.
You probably got to go. Have you ever heard of the term nigga wake up call?
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Oh, brother.
I'm just asking. You think you've ever
Well,
had
I'm acutely aware, Charlemagne, that I'm a black person, just as you are a black person. And when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, we don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump, it seems to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part. How dare this guy come in here and insult you, a black man, and tell you you got to think a certain kind of way? I'm amazed that you weren't mad about that.
I'm not gonna say it upset me, just like I'm not letting you upset me. You know what I mean? I don't tend to.
Oh, that's where Charlemagne
what
acknowledged that.
you just not talk about it.
Is reading into it right, by the way. Sorry, that's where he acknowledged that, like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Larry done read into it right. Okay, keep going. This is so good.
Nigga wake up call. And it seemed to me that should have been a wake up call on your part to have a white guy come in here who also said, by the way, about Mitt Romney, because he didn't want to put more regulations on Wall Street, going to put y'all back in chains. And Joe Biden has lied for decades about his civil rights record, claiming that he desegregated movie theaters and restaurants in Wilmington, Delaware, when he didn't do any of that. He lied and said that he tried to visit Nelson Mandela during apartheid South Africa. He did not. And he came in here and told you aren't even black and let you think a certain kind of way. It seemed to me that should have been a nigga wake up call for you, but it wasn't, apparently.
Yeah,
Hey, pause this. And look at the first time he didn't say it. The first time he didn't quote him. And then the last two times Larry Elder did quote him. And that's like, fuck you. I got street cred. I could say what I want too, bitch. I'll just keep going. I fucking love Larry.
Served it up to him the same way.
I voted for him. I voted for him for governor. Sorry.
I didn't say you were.
Yeah, I think both.
I don't know what you are. I never even asked you about your party affiliation.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, but you are black. And to have a white guy come in here and tell you have to say think a certain kind of way, otherwise you quote ain't black. Wow.
How should I have replied to him? You think?
What I just now said. How dare you insult me and tell me I think as a human being, let alone as a black person? I don't tell you how to think, Joe Biden. How dare you come in here and tell me how I should think? I'm going to vote for Donald Trump if I want to vote for Donald Trump. And if I want to vote for Donald Trump, it does not make me not black. 20% of black people, black men, as I said, voted for Donald Trump in 2020. Are they not black now? So only 80% of black people, black men walking around are really black. 20% are not because they voted for Donald Trump. How insulting is that? How condescending is that?
I mean, you're probably right, but I didn't take it in that way.
Well, I did.
I know you probably.
I do want to give Charlemagne credit for staying calm because he was getting fucked up. He could have started stammering and shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But damn, hey, I'd be scared to interview him or Vivek or anyone and have some sort of dissenting opinion. I would just kind of go with the flow. I just softball them questions. So, you got kids? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Charlemagne's
just
gets slapped around on his own show, though. He's been checked by several of the rappers and shit in the past, too. Like, have you
on his
watched
show?
it? Oh, dude, checked hard. We're like, they basically were like, shut the fuck up, or I'm gonna beat your ass on air. And he's just shut up.
You know what he kind of reminds me of, too? He reminds me of that sort of that kettlebells and cocktails situation. I think Wooly is like, I think Wooly gets woke creds because of Danny and Nikki. Like there's some man hating that goes on that show. And I think it's like that on his show too. I think that those women on that show there's like 3 really aggro women on that show, right? That Breakfast Club show. Or I don't know if they're regulars or I don't know if they're on the show, but there's regulars. And I think almost like he feels like he has to toe the line when they're around maybe.
Mm.
Like you have to blame men when it's like dude, you're just being sexist. What are you talking about? That's not a vagina penis thing.
Right. Yeah. There's definitely a toe the line happening.
Officer Walker, calm is how you kill the fire. He doesn't get enough credit for how cool his profile picture is.
Yeah. Out there in a white vest. Huge arm. Looking jacked.
It ain't that big. It ain't that big. It ain't that big.
You ever
Okay,
hugged Blade before?
Why'd you say hug him? It's like hugging a fucking tree. Natty or not coming on Blade. Killer. Natty or not.
Natty.
Number 4. This is crazy. I think we talked about this before. We'll touch on this real quick. Thurman versus Shields. I do not know. She wants to fight this guy Thurman, Keith Thurman. I think he might be 30-1. He may even be undefeated. He's a really good fucking boxer if you're a boxing fan. And I think she might be the best female boxer who ever lived by far. And so she wants to fight him, and she wants to fight him at 154. It just sounds nuts. Here we go.
The latest news, Claressa Shields recently called out Keith Thurman to a boxing match. But now the former male welterweight champ has shocked fans by accepting Shields' challenge for a mixed gender fight. The women's undisputed champion has fired shots in Thurman's direction before, but reiterated her call out of him recently. Shields tweeted, "I'll fight Thurman at 154. All the respect in the world to him, too. I just think I can outbox him." In response to the tweet, Thurman said, "Look, I can fight for any charity event. We can raise money and let you try to showcase your skills and talent. I'd probably use my jab only." Shields reacted by tweeting, "Oh, you are hilarious. Yes, you are a man and a one-time champion, but you are not good enough to only use one hand on me. Now, for charity or raising money for a foundation, we can definitely do it. I'll come in at 160 pounds, too. I'm actually bigger than you and taller. What's your thoughts on this fight?" In the latest...
Who did they have read that? The guy that sounds like it's from the 50s.
Yeah, that was a weird voiceover for sure.
And then the cheetah ran after. Killed the extra sloppy. First live in a while. My dogs are black and they don't vote at all. Your dogs are black. I don't get it, but okay, love you too. I don't really want to see the fight. I don't want to see it.
You don't want to watch 30 seconds of her getting her ass whooped?
No, I don't want. I like him. I don't want to see him hit a girl. Yeah, Rambo. She's gonna get beat up. Yeah, I'm gonna ask Larry Elder what he thinks. Yeah, she's gonna get knocked out. CrossFit Ovido. That fight would shock the conscious. In what way? Like we wouldn't like to see a girl get knocked out, or you think she would fuck him up? I just can't see her even lasting 2 seconds. No. It's like when you hear Serena Williams say that men's so a lot of people don't know this, but and I'm just learning it with kids. You could have a kid who's a world champion in a sport, whether it be jiu-jitsu or tennis or whatever, and that will not translate between 12 years old and 14 years old. There's something that happens to kids. There's something that happens to sports and games with the mechanisms and the way you think and what you need to do with a body that's prepubescent versus pubescent. How fast you are, how much space you can cover, everything changes as you get older. And so the whole game changes. So you could have, and rules change too. Field size changes, everything changes. And so you can have, and which changes strategy and tactics and everything. So you can have a kid who's amazing, the best ever under 12. And that doesn't mean he's going to be fucking even in the top 10% as an adult. It just does not work that way. And there's a couple other psychological issues that in play also regarding kids and kids sports, which I haven't witnessed firsthand, but I've heard talked about quite a bit. I think the same is true for women and men. It's like when Serena Williams says, women's tennis and men's tennis is not even the same sport. I'm quoting her. It's not even the same sport. And, do you think softball and baseball are the same sport? No. Okay. Yeah, that's what I think it's like that even.
It is funny though, because you'll have men try to play softball against women, and it's
Yeah.
like, it's actually
They can't
difficult
do
for
it?
men to play. No, they can't.
Is it
But,
like the single under phenomenon? Like when you saw the CrossFitters try single unders after only doing double unders?
Kind of, yeah. I think it's a smaller field, and like just the way that the pitching motion is different than baseball. They have less time to see the ball.
Yeah, you can get Ozempic at California Hormones. That's CA Hormones. I do not endorse that. But if you do it, let me know. I want to hear what happened to you. Hey, every person I see that's losing weight around me, I think that they're on it.
Why is that? Because you
I don't know.
Like, work
The
out
same
or-
way when I see a giant set of tits now, I just assume they're fake. Jaded. I don't know. What's going on? Why is my cord? This is stupid that my cord comes from over here and passes in front of me, right?
Yeah. You see what Chase did on one of the shows? He had his
No.
like behind him like this, and it was like tucked away. And I was like, oh, is that like the more professional thing? But that felt weird. So
I'm hating this. And I'm OCDing on it now.
oh, you can't turn the headphones around either because they have like a specific. I think they'll feel weird that way.
Fine. They
There
don't
you
feel as good. You sound the same.
Okay, that's a plus.
Sevi, we need a Hiller Fit review now that he's off the sauce. I know. I've had some great. I call Hiller almost every day. I need to get him on and talk about that. I'm hoarding all that information myself. Cout, the softball, baseball is actually a different sport. Tennis is a different sport because of ability levels. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I hear you. And that's. I mean, I knew that, but I was just trying to see if there was like just trying to put it in context or give an illustration. Patrick Anderson. All boobs deserve respect. And I agree.
No,
I agree.
disagree.
No, you disagree.
He does. Yeah, he's got. There he is. I love all boobs. Okay, number 5. Number 6. More bullshit for sheep to follow. Is everyone seeing more masks? I'm not seeing more masks. I went out yesterday. I didn't see more masks. I didn't go far. Went to the tennis courts. Okay, here we go.
I feel like it's creeping in.
The shopping cart is the ultimate litmus test for whether a person is capable of self-governing. The shopping cart is an easy, convenient task, and one which we all recognize as the correct, appropriate thing to do. To return the shopping cart is objectively right. There are no situations other than dire emergencies in which a person is not able to return their cart. Simultaneously, it is not illegal to abandon your shopping cart. Therefore, the shopping cart presents itself as the apex example of whether a person will do what is right without being forced to do it. No one will punish you for not returning the shopping cart. No one will fine you or kill you for not returning the shopping cart. You gain nothing by returning the shopping cart. You must return the shopping cart out of the goodness of your own heart. You must return the shopping cart because it is the right thing to do, because it is correct. A person who is unable to do this is no better than an animal. Absolute savage who can only be made to do what is right by threatening them with a law and the force that stands behind it. The shopping cart is what determines whether a person is a good or bad member of society.
Fuck you. Okay. What's going on? Billy K, a local box. He's having a class on Ozempic and CrossFit. How to maintain muscle mass and create good habits while on semaglutide. Yeah, I think that's Ozempic and semaglutide are the same thing. I think it's forward thinking to meet the community where they are. You think it's for what? Is this satire? Is this a joke or is this real?
I don't know. Fuck.
I mean, I have CrossFit friends who take it, but I don't think, dude, I don't think you want to be pushing drugs at your CrossFit gym. I seriously don't. Go back to selling shoes or water or energy drinks, dude. Dude, I know a lot of people too who lost a lot of weight on it.
Mm-hmm.
I ate every other day for 20 days before the games, and that's how I got into my clothes. Do I think I'm better than the people who did Ozempic? Yeah, totally. 100%.
I starved.
I
myself.
do. I'm guilty. I do think I'm cooler than you.
Body.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I want to try Ozempic. I loved when I was in my 20s and I found ecstasy. I fucking loved Molly. You never had to eat. You get all skinny and shit. I love that shit.
I don't know if Ozempic has the same side effects though.
I heard Tucker Carlson was interviewing David Portnoy. Great interview, by the way. It's cool because I don't really like Dave Portnoy, and I don't like him for any specific reasons. I just, for whatever liberalness is left in me, I don't like him. Like, I guess his behavior, but man, it was a good interview, and I did like him a lot more. But basically, he says that he told Tucker that he doesn't get fat because he's on Adderall, which is speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
A local box is having a class on Ozempic and CrossFit. CrossFit Livermore is having a class on cooking and CrossFit. But down the street at CrossFit Alakazoo, if you don't want to worry about that cooking shit they're teaching over at CrossFit Livermore, you get on Ozempic.
Yeah.
Someone go over to CA Hormones and get on that shit and tell me about it.
The only difference is the CrossFit gym up the street has got a lot more money than me now.
Yeah. Hey, and that thing's a huge seller. People are getting rich off that shit. New G-Wagon.
Of course they are.
Sarah Cox, new G-Wagon. Thank you very much. Ozempic. You lose weight, I get a G-Wagon. Everyone's happy.
I should put that in the intro course, the QR code. Now, if you really want this to work, scan the QR code.
Didn't come to the class today? Don't worry. We have a pill for you.
I got you.
Semaglutide. Semaglutide.
Amphetamine.
I don't know. It's laziness like everything else we do in society. I don't know. So if there's water on the ground and I use a cup to scoop the water up to get a drink, I'm lazy because I didn't go down on my hands and knees and drink it. I don't know if I'm down with the lazy analysis. Seems too easy. Haley Brandon, the lazy analysis I'm gonna guess is lazy. Haley Brandon, younger sister of Danielle Brandon. Both my parents took semaglutide to lose weight. They stopped and say they're able to maintain their current weight through exercise and eating better. Wow. CA Hormones. Get it. Use code word Sevan. Tell them Sevan sent you. I ain't taking it. But that's cool. Thanks, Haley. That's cool. Couch, watch the WNBA and tell me that's the same sport as the NBA. Watch men's volleyball and compare to women's volleyball. Men's water polo versus women. Only sport where men and women can compete evenly is drag racing. It's good intel. Good insight context. Sean Sullivan, it's for the morbidly obese. I had a buddy who was 5'10", 250, and now he's 5'10", 198. Took it. The guy also works out 2 hours a day. Mike McCaskey, Ozempic is labeled for diabetes, and Wegovy is labeled for weight loss. Oh, same drug.
I think they're different drugs.
There's a great penis joke in there. My penis for her is labeled procreation. My penis for her is labeled popsicle. No, okay. My delivery was off. Olivia, I think there's a place for semaglutide for severely obese people. They will die if they keep eating the way they do. It changes your eating habits. Otherwise, you will throw up. Hey, I will say this. So, fasting and discipline, semaglutide, fucking surgery. Like, so I would take semaglutide way before semaglutide. Ozempic, Wegovy, Ozempic. I would take that shit way before I would take surgery. Not even in the same world. I would take Ozempic right now, just to prove my point.
People will take a loan out to get that surgery before they'll even join a gym and pay a yearly gym membership. It's crazy. You could probably take that same amount of money and get yourself like a personal trainer and like a dietitian or a nutritionist for 2 years. It would probably cost you way less, probably half the price or roughly, and you would have much better results.
Oh, and Ozempic prescription is $130 a month. So yeah.
CAHormones.com. CA Hormones, Ozempic. Hey, tell them Sevan sent you. Could you advertise a gym as our coaches will hit on you?
Could you
Like,
advertise it that way?
Just go complete opposite. Open a CrossFit gym and it's like our coaches will hit on you.
Yeah, why not?
Instead of don't worry, we won't fuck your wife. It's hey, we will hit on you.
Well, that's a pretty big leap from like,
And you just have
everyone's
trainers.
learning
You
it.
just have like 10 trainers, and all you do, they just hit on people.
Like Chippendales trainers, like they're not actually correcting movement. They're just going around like
No,
slamming.
they're correcting movement, but like when they squeeze your lats or like point something, when they talk to you about your hamstring, they touch it.
Well, you got some broad definitions of hitting on you. Is
Yeah.
hitting on you to touching you to like screwing your wife? I don't know.
So you think touching them is further than hitting on them?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you
sorry.
could be like, I could like you.
So hitting on them is weight loss, but touching them is surgery. Hitting on them is semaglutide, and touching them is surgery.
Yeah. Okay. I can see where you're going with it.
It's quite the leap, but okay.
Because like, there's a difference of like, you have like the older lady who's working out of the class, and you're like, you're looking great in those pants, Miss Susie. And then she's like, oh man, and like that could still count as hitting on you. But you
Yes.
coming up and like grabbing a handful, that's
Not necessarily grabbing a handful, but like,
well, you just
I guess it's a slippery slope. But I guess excess eye contact, smiling, touch.
like so I was like playful. You're serious with your.
There were some employees
Like,
that
I'll date you.
Yeah, there were these employees that
Actually.
every time they saw Greg, they touched him. There were these girls, and never any boys did it. And I never saw them touch other employees. But you know what I mean? Like he'd walk in the office and they would run over and touch him. And I'm just like if you touched everyone, okay, I get it. Or like even two people, but like I would see this one girl, she would always drag her hand across Greg's chest.
Too much. See, I was thinking like the friendly back of the arm touch or something.
Little tricep. Yeah.
Yeah, a little try.
Elbow,
And this chick was fucking also someone else there. An executive there.
Okay.
Dragging her hands across other things.
And she was married.
Oh.
And he was married.
Oh. The plot thickens.
And I never saw Greg give her anything back. Like he didn't even acknowledge it. You know what I mean? Like he'd just be like talking, and she would be like, "Hi, Greg," and drag her hand and be like, "Hello."
Stoic about it.
But dude.
Wow.
I'm trying to think. I had a girl put her hand on my chest recently. That was really weird. Like this. Do this to me.
Oh, a double? Double.
Yeah. Hi. And I'm like, wow.
Oh.
Those are my titties.
Did you do it back?
Oh, I should have.
Oh.
I told my wife.
That was an invite. That's the way we say hi here.
I'm like, hey, that girl just put her hand on my body. She's like, oh.
She's like, no, she didn't.
No, that's what David Weeds is gonna say in the comments.
Yeah.
He's like my wife.
You guys needed a reality TV show at CrossFit HQ.
I know. I started one.
Loaded growth.
I started one, and I got slapped around for it.
Oh.
Sevan, follow up on the BPC 157. I did. I haven't used it in 10 days. But when I didn't do, on my trip to Newport Beach, I did 100 pull-ups with my boys, and there were 3 of us who did it. So I want to say probably I did 33 pull-ups there. I did all singles. And then recently when I came home, the day I came home, I did 10 calories on the assault bike, 5 strict pull-ups, chest to bar, 10 rounds. So I did 50 pull-ups. And then even before I left, I did 10 muscle-ups. And when I do a muscle-up, I start at the top. I slowly lower myself down to an L-sit, and then I do a muscle-up. So I did 10 of those. And I did 20 negatives all in the same workout. And it's not injured. It doesn't feel 100%. It hurts a little bit. But I wouldn't have even fucked around with. Never in a million years would I fucked around. And I'm psychologically too scared to do a dumbbell snatch with more than 20 pounds in this hand. But I would highly recommend it. If you're fucking injured somewhere, I would take that shit in a second. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what the fucking side effects are, but I took it for, 2 months. And I got some left, and I'm probably going to shoot it up now just because I'm hungry and I'm on this meat diet. So I'm trying to get anything in my body that I can.
Take your mind off that hunger.
Why not grab some beef jerky then?
Mike McCaskey, I know at least 3 people that lost 60 to 90 pounds on Wegovy. California hormones, code word
Sounds
Sevan.
like Weak Ruby.
Yeah, everyone's on that shit. Everyone's on that shit. Sorry, I'm skipping to the end. To the comments. I have to go back to the show. Sorry if I missed anyone's good shit. Okay. Okay, so we saw the shopping cart. So there you go. I need to start making more shopping cart situational videos. There was a good one the other day. I came out of that Rayleigh's or whatever, that Pavilions that's in Newport Beach, and I came out with they have 2 different size shopping carts. And one day I came out and I shoved my little shopping cart in the row where all the big ones were. I was like, take that, motherfuckers. And then throws everything off. And then the other day I pulled out and there was like 5, someone, like if there's a room for like 50 shopping carts, but someone leaves theirs at the front. And so there's all that space. And then another person leaves one and another person. And now you have 5 clogging the front when really they should have all been. And so I'm like, fuck it. And I just left mine as the 6th one clogging the front. Fuck you.
Wow. There's an opportunity for you to contribute there. Hey, what was the thought right before that thought?
Sarah Cox, you can eat meat anytime you are hungry. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't even tell Sarah I was doing that. She's doing the meat thing too. Or fuck this carnivore thing. Go to cahormones.com and start your prescription of Semegla, Ozempic, Wegovy now. Sevan, promoting Ozempic, no long-term studies, is like Fauci promoting the 6th booster. Y'all lost me. It's maybe for obese. That's it. Still untested. Listen, motherfucker, I wouldn't take that shit if my fucking, well, it's not true. I said I wouldn't take that shit if my life depended on it. I'm not taking that. Dude, I'm promoting TRT too. I didn't take that shit either.
Yeah, Tank.
Yeah, Tank. I'm with you. I don't know if promoting is the right word. Can you look up the definition of promoting?
Odds on a strict hog diet.
Who's on a hog diet? Oh, Saber and Kelly. Oh. Put my wife on a hog diet. Promoting, further the progress, support, actively encourage. What's one? Advance or raise in higher position or rank. It's close. You might be right. I don't think I'm quite doing the I'm doing the further progress, but I'm not supporting or actively encouraging. I'll take one of those. You choose one. Sevan had Ancestral Supplements as a sponsor too.
That's a throwback, Trish.
I don't know if I would call them a sponsor. I called him and said, "Hey, do you want to pay for our trip to Wadapalooza?" And he PayPal'd me 20 grand.
Yeah, and then like way later, we're like, "Hey, how can we help you out?"
Yeah. Someone send me 20 grand. I would not, and I took and I was already taking his fucking pills before he gave me the 20 grand.
That's true.
I was not taking BPC before I met Sarah.
Just because you didn't have access, though. That's all. Didn't you guys eat testicles together?
No, I've never met the guy.
Yes, we did. He's talking to me. Me and the king threw down one time on a set of balls.
You did? You met Liver King?
No.
Oh.
I just wanted to start a rumor.
Oh, Billy K. Meats, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, a little bit of starch, no sugar, and a weekly shot. Is that how you? Wow.
Billy's just meeting them where they're at.
Okay. Number 7, buy a day pass. I never know if I'm supposed to read my notes or they're just for me so I know what the clip is. Oh, what is this?
Oh,
What is this?
it's like a Maui support thing, right? For that CrossFit gym that was there.
Oh, whether you in yes. Okay, so there was a fire on the Hawaiian Islands. That's another thing. So here's the two things I don't understand. There's people on the news over there. Why aren't we getting help? Well, because you're a fucking dot in the middle of the Pacific. You're a fucking speck. We couldn't even fucking guard our own fucking country's embassy in half the countries that we're in. Listen, people, you can't have it both ways. You can't be like, no one's coming for you. Personal accountability and responsibility, and then fucking bitch that you're on some fucking island in the middle of nowhere and there was a fire and you're tripping because no one came for you. Has anyone ever seen the road network in Maui? I drove around the entire island one time. Half the island is, I wouldn't even say that thing is a road. You know what I'm talking about? Has anyone driven around it on that back half? I don't know what I would call that. It is fucking third world as a motherfucker. It's like, there's better roads in fucking El Salvador.
Yeah, there's lots of parts of the islands that are like that.
And it's like your shit caught on fire. And now you're bitching that the federal government's not coming to help you. Like, I get it. Like being like, hey, we need help. We need help. We need help. But like complaining, like, dude, you're in the middle of nowhere, dude.
Yeah. Can't you see all our resources are taken up by Ukraine?
And yeah, exactly.
We don't.
And
all $76 billion we just sent.
Hey,
them.
that part I get when you contextualize it. That part I get. If someone's like, hey, can you send us over? I mean, it was stupid. You know, they gave $700 to all the residents and there were like 13,000 residents and it equals like $1.9 million. It's like
they gave $700 to all the residents.
Yeah, something like that.
Household, $700 to each household.
Isn't that just kind of a slap in the face?
Absolutely.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
If you look at the breakdown of how much money we gave Ukraine, about a third of it ends up being just for budgetary costs. Like, we just sent. So I think $25 billion we sent to Ukraine is just to fund them, to give them money, to like do as they wish. It's like loans. We just gave them cash. The rest of it is like supplies and other shit. But the actual breakdown is complete dog shit. Anyway, that's it.
Sounds about corruption to me.
Maui is more remote than Ukraine and less important. Cock. And this thing where you're like bitching at Oprah because she's rich and that she like somehow owes you something. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if she has 2,000 acres on the island and she wants to help, good on her. But like to kick her in the face for like asking people to donate money, I think you're a douche. The hatred, hating on people just because they're rich or demanding something from them is fucking crazy to me. Completely crazy. Okay, number 8. I always thought that I would have pure Armenian. I always thought that if I had kids, they would be Armenian. I never thought that I would like marry a Jew or a black girl or a Mexican or anything. I always thought that I would have an Armenian kid, and no one ever called me race for that. I wanted Armenian kids. Not only did I think that, I wanted that. I don't think it's, but and I know I'm conflating here, and this is an important distinction. There's a difference between being Armenian versus being black. Black is just skin color. Being Armenian is your ethnicity. It's like Ethiopian is your ethnicity. Kenyan is your ethnicity. It's not your, or maybe that's even your nationality. But to conflate all three is kind of weird. Although I kind of would not, I don't know if I should say this part out loud. I don't think I have any interest in marrying any European women.
Don't let Laura scar you like that. There could still be time.
I would have married Laura. Sorry, I forgot about that. If from those like weird Russian Eastern Bloc countries, I'd marry one of those women probably. She's one of those, right? Isn't Laura's got like that Russian vibe, right? Like that hard Russian vibe.
She's Hungarian.
Is that Eastern Bloc? Is that like they were communists like 6 months ago?
Yeah.
I remember when I went to Russia, I could not believe how bad the fucking service is. It is so fucking bad. No one gives a fuck. Like, you know, it's 7-Eleven. At least the guy's like, hello, welcome into the store. Nice to see you. In Russia, it's like, like you walk into a watch store and they're like, even in like tour, it's so bad. Hawaii's horrible too. Customer service in Hawaii is atrocious.
Oh, customer service is
atrocious. It's atrocious.
You go to Jordan, customer service is amazing.
Is it?
Yeah, dude. They'll like if you're out buying stuff, they'll bring tea to you. They ask you if you want anything. They'll let you try on anything they have. Like,
yeah,
dude, it's awesome. They refill your coffee. They know your order as soon as you walk in. Like if you've been there twice, yeah, it's cool.
Four Seasons Beverly Hills, amazing customer service. Almost all the Four Seasons, not the Four Seasons in Hawaii. Horrible. It's crazy. It's almost like they're fucking. I don't know what it is,
dude. It's on island time. Everything takes fucking forever.
But they're even rude to you. Like you pull up in the car and like the valet guy's just like, like, dude, you want a tip? I got fucking 3 kids in here, a wife, and fucking like, how about you open a door and say hi?
Yeah.
Their whole economy is run on tourism, yet they hate tourists.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's completely insane.
They're like, please leave so we have $0 at all. Okay. I'm going to be barefoot in the dirt for forever.
Customer service in California sucks too. Not in the right parts, man. Not in the right parts.
I would say overall, though, I'd probably agree with Dan.
You really? You think so?
Yeah, I mean, like if you go into like some of the inner cities and stuff like that in San Francisco, everybody's in such a rush, or like everybody just like does not have the fucking time for you and is always on edge.
All the little mom and pop supermarkets that I go to in my town, man, even the blue hairs, all the fucking, even the liberal fucking morons are fucking nice. Everyone's nice. The kids, everyone.
You guys got a nice pace of life out there. You could feel it. Like even when I drive from Livermore over to there, that's why Grace and I like that area so much, is because everything just kind of like, it takes the edge off. Everything just slows down a little bit.
Anyway, number 8. I thought I would have, and I'm sure my wife's parents thought she was going to have Jew kids. Well, she did still have Jew kids, but she was going to marry like a dude who is even more frugal than myself, let's say.
I don't see myself dating a white guy. Nothing against his race, but it's more about like my bloodline and keeping it pure and black. And maybe if I want to.
There you go. Did you see that? One more time, I'm going to bring something up.
About like my bloodline and keeping it pure and black. And
imagine if a white guy said word for word what you just said. Imagine a white guy just had this question asked, why don't you date a black woman? And a white guy goes, well, it's kind of about keeping the bloodline pure and keeping it white. I'm proud of being white. I want my bloodline to be white, and that's why I wouldn't date a dark woman. I care about my bloodline. I'm proudly white. She's saying the same thing, and everyone's like, yeah, good point. Oh, yeah, I get it. White people do not have freedom of speech.
I don't see my...
It is true. It is true. And then I know someone's going to be like, well, you got to put it in context and you got to make it. Yeah, but still, it doesn't go away until you set everyone free. Either set everyone free or you don't. You can't have it both ways.
Most people aren't ready to be free.
Wow.
Mic drop.
Google measles. Google measles.
Dude, I hate those songs and those clips too.
I know, me too. I like that guy though, but his songs.
Sneeko.
That's the song?
No, I think that's that dude's like name or his online name or whatever.
Number 9. Oh shit. This one's brutal. Now's the time for people who don't like this one's brutal. This is the most brutal one yet. This one's fucked up.
I was hoping I was gonna miss the show when we brought this up.
You've seen this clip? This is horrible. Let me read this to you. This is a lady with the hair, the I'm an idiot hair and the I'm an idiot nose ring. And this is what the write-up here is. It says, this is how you end up with so many trans kids. The indoctrination starts before they're old enough to form sentences. No sane person thinks this poor child was expressing his true gender identity. That's in quotes. Everyone knows what's happening here and it's evil. I don't know if it's evil, but this is crazy. This is like, I don't think this kid's even a year old. And this is a orange haired. I don't want people who look like this even talking to my kids really. Cause I just want more natural looking people around my kids. Do you know what I mean? Like the same reason I don't feed my kid cotton candy. Like, this is like the cotton candy of human beings. It's just so fucking toxic, dude. Okay, here we go.
Let's see.
Riley, are you a boy or a
Oh,
girl?
pause. And she has is that another hole up by the bridge of her nose?
Yeah, she's got that
Oh, yeah.
fucking upper nose piercing.
Listen, nobody who gets that stuff in their face and does their hair like that, you're never like, as you evolve, 10 years later, you're going to look back and be like, what did I do? Like, no one's ever like, oh my God, I'm so glad I went through that phase where I had the bull ring or the huge gauge. Every single person who evolves is like, what was I thinking? Like, you heal from this. This is a damaged state. And those things that she's doing to herself are a manifestation of her inner damage. You guys get that, right? Please, someone be like, oh yeah, Sevan, you're right.
Yeah, no, I'm following your line here.
No, not you.
Oh, okay. I was trying to think. I was like, okay, so like this happened, and then like now she's at the piercing, being like remembering that time and being like, yeah, give me that one. I want him to see the hurt.
It is. Sevan? What's your opinions on tattoos? You're good, Jake. You good. I'm getting one. I'm getting one tomorrow. It says Avi right on my forearm. Avi. I was actually thinking about getting a tattoo just to fuck with the people in the chat. Be like, he contradicted himself. Okay, go ahead, play. Keep going. This is so gross. Sorry.
Are you a girl or a boy? Yes. What is Riley? What are you? Yeah. Yeah. Are you a boy? Are you a girl? Yeah. Are you both? No. Both? Okay, that's fine. You can be both if you want to. Riley?
I don't know if it's the music or the way she like pressures the kid, but that thing's fucking dark.
That's so weird.
Right?
It's like,
dude,
I'm gonna
just
set up
the
my
fact
phone
that
and record this, and we're gonna interrogate
yes,
my child.
yes, that's the part also. That's the part also. That's the sacrifice right there. I'm going to sacrifice my child. Hey, some people would call me on the internet a Nazi because I would encourage my kids to be ambidextrous. I'd be like, come on, throw it with your left hand.
Oh, my goodness.
What?
Excuse me. Number 10, commitment to creepy is an understatement. Understatement.
Creepy for sure.
Understatement. Don't plants have stamens? Commitment to idiocy, number 10. Here we go. Oh, this is crazy. This is fucking nuts. Here we go. You sexist fuck, Sevan. 8 Marxist female mountain climbers who wanted to prove women were just as good at mountain climbing as men. But never a good reason to do something. Never, ever a good reason to do something. Picked the easiest peak, refused any help from men along the route. When asked over the radio by a man, how are you doing? The evasive answer was, we're fine, even though one of them was sick and dying. They got disoriented in the snow, and all 8 women ended up freezing to death. All-male search party comes and retrieves their bodies. I looked this up. This is a true story. I think it's old.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what year was that?
I think they were Russian women. Fucking crazy. I think that was in the 70s. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's like men being like, I want to be like a woman. I'm going to have a baby. Don't do that. Just because women can do it doesn't mean you should try to do it. Number 11. This is why guests stop coming on the show. It's just these shows like this. That's why the NFL's like, Mr. Bajan, you can't go on the show anymore. Sorry.
We watched a Sunday one, and it's gonna be a no from us.
Yeah. The bribing, the shaming, the guilt complex, the coercing, the pressure, the hatefulness, the bullying, the intimidating, the enticing, the blackmailing, the manipulation, the division, the fear, the panic. They tried literally everything to make you get the thing. I almost forgot how bad it got. We're never going to forget on this show because you can't forget, because then you could fuck up again. Okay, here we go. I'm not trying to make anyone.
vaccinated. You are the problem. It is the unvaccinated who are the problem, period, end of story.
The only people that you can blame, this isn't
That's
shaming,
good.
this is the truth.
That's good. We played this. That's good. All right. Don't forget, the new one's coming. Number 12. Yeah, we know. I don't even mind the non-pure bloods. I'm okay with if you got the shots. You're good. You're good with me. I'm okay with it. Just don't get the next one.
Oh yeah, this is the one.
Oh, this is insane. Did you send me this?
Yeah.
This is insane. Here we go, people.
So much trans hate in the fucking world. Sorry. There's so much trans hate in the world right now, and I'm so done with it. And pride just means that we are unabashedly happy just to be alive.
Yeah. Anna, where do you personally feel that hate is coming from?
Most places, but especially the government.
Anna, in your own life, where would you say that you feel the hate the most?
I feel like I kind of internalize a lot of the hate, so it feels like it mostly comes from myself at this point because
Dude.
Wow.
Dude. Holy
Really?
shit.
Hey, at least she got there. At least she was able to get there. That's a huge step.
I don't even think she's conscious of what she just said.
It's
She
like,
doesn't even
holy
understand that.
shit, dude. She just said the fucking quiet part out loud.
Yep.
You guys want to see that again? Let's play that again. It's so fucking crazy. It's like, duh. Yeah, it is really cool that she got there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit, it's coming from inside.
What was
Hey,
it?
that's the racism thing too. There's just a demand for it. People are just looking for it.
Yep.
Like no one cares that you're trans, you fucking ding dong. You should see that fucking psycho who used to be in our comments all the time. You should see the shit he sends me. It makes no fucking sense. It's like,
Sounds
dude,
great.
like they think we're saying something we're not on this show. Okay, here we go.
hate in the fucking world. Sorry, there's so much trans hate in the world right now, and I'm so done with it. And pride just means that we are unabashedly happy just to be alive.
Yeah. Anna, where do you personally feel that hate is coming from?
Most places, but especially the government.
Anna, in your own life, where would you say that you feel the hate the most?
I feel like I kind of internalize a lot of the hate, so it feels like it mostly comes from myself at this point. Because
Pause. Oh, yeah. So did you see the girl in the background right there?
Yep, the one in the green and white.
Okay, can you play that again without the audio? So I want to say a couple of things. I had someone over at my house the other day, and we were talking about, first of all, I've never heard anyone say anything bad about trans people, ever, like because of their trans. Just like I've never heard, I don't hear anyone say anything bad about black people because they're black. I've heard people say bad stuff about black people, but it's not have to do with the fuck that they're black. I've never heard people say bad stuff about trans people, but it has nothing to do with the fact that they're trans. It has to do with the fact that they I've heard people say bad stuff about Armenians. Has nothing to do with the fact that they're Armenians. Actually, that's not true. The lady at the bank did say that they don't lend money to Armenian people because they're Armenian. There, pause. Now look it. I want to show you something. If I was walking down the street and I saw a guy with a metal leg, I would stop and stare. If I saw a dwarf, I would stop and stare. If I saw a man dressed as a woman, I would stop and stare. There's things that I'm just not used to seeing that I stop and stare. When I go by the world's largest pumpkin, I stop and stare. When I go to cornfields, because I don't see a lot of cornfields in my area, I stop and stare. When I see things that I'm tripping on, I stop and stare. That girl in the green jacket back there, I would stare at that because of the way her pants and her shirt and her tits are and the way she has the same haircut as me. Like, I would trip on that. Not like in a bad way or in a good way. I trip on those things. When I see kids doing wheelies down the street, I slow my car down and I stare at them. I don't get to see unicycles, jugglers, dwarfs, people whose tits look like that shit in the green jacket. I fucking will look at you. That's a big fucking difference between staring at a man who's dressed as a woman. Well, if I see two men kissing, I'm going to stare. I'm not processing that just freely like I saw a bird fly by. None of that shit I just said. You guys get that? And to fucking then misunderstand me is like it's trans hate because I'm fucking staring at a man dressed as a woman, or I don't want those dudes around my kids. It has nothing to do with trans hate. But that being said, I have no problem with dwarves or one-armed guys or giant pumpkins being around my kid. But I'm not so interested in whatever the pathology is. I don't fully understand it. Of men who are this obsession with men who want to dress as women to be around my kids. We can go to a play and they can be on stage and I can be in the audience and they can sing and dance and kick their legs up and shit. But you're fucking crazy if you don't think I can stare at shit. I see probably like less than a dozen snakes on my property every year. And when I do, I call the whole family to come look at it. We all go out and look at the snake. My kids fucking start trying to catch it. We got a little cage. If they catch it, we put them in, keep them for a couple weeks. That's why we go to the zoo to stare at weird shit. That's why you go to Cirque du Soleil. Jake Chapman, if I saw a man who was 5 foot, I'd stare. Dude, I'm perfectly proportional. You would not even stare. You can't even tell how small I am. Like if I was in the foreground, you wouldn't even know. I'm proportioned perfectly. Fuck, that's a fucking that is a really unattractive look for that girl in the back right. God damn. Her shit's just falling apart. Her tits like off to her side like that.
Little side boob action.
And maybe she's going for that. But I would stop. I'd be like, well, that's not working. It's okay. I can have my opinions on that. It has nothing to do with like I have her same fucking haircut. You know, old men, sometimes you see them and they're fucking cantilevered over like this. Have you ever seen, you want to do something really trippy? You want to trip people? Look at people walking down the street and then study their midline. Like some people, their ass and their head, they'll be the back of their ass furthest and their head will be like 2.5 or 3 feet. If you were to draw, do you get what I'm saying? If you drew a perfect line straight down from the heavens down to the ground that just rested against their ass, and then another one that came off of their forehead, it would be like 2.5 or 3 feet. Yeah, it'd be like this far apart. They're like so fucking cantilevered over. You'll start seeing that so few people are actually like, could like squeeze through 2 bars in a prison cell. So many people are fucked up and broken. I love doing that, walking around and looking at like, holy shit, that's like that far.
Oh, you're talking like profile view. So you see him from
yeah,
the
profile
side.
view. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, profile view. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I saw a dude, like a really old guy, and you could
Thank you.
literally
Jesus.
put a plate on his back and like have eaten off it. That's how fucking cantilevered he was.
Bent over. Yeah. Step up and get a cold one off that dude.
Yeah. You're right.
Oh, this is good.
Fuck
The
you
pants
up.
above the belly button serve a purpose. Sevan, imagine your belly flapping over your belly. Yeah. And sometimes I feel like that I have to pull mine up high even when I eat too much. I'm like,
Over my stretchy pants on.
yeah.
For holidays. Odd's braless in her Be Friendly shirt. So if you turned her from the side, that might give you a nice profile.
Nice.
Little profile. I'm assuming it's sleeveless too, by the way, for that.
Jake Chapman, wonder and amazement rather than hatred. No hatred at all. I don't even care. Like, I don't. Yeah, no hatred. Zero.
That's
I'm never like looking at a guy with one arm and being like, I hate you. I'm like, whoa, fuck, I want to see you brush your teeth.
Yeah, that's the part that
What did you have to relearn? Sorry, go ahead.
People just assume it. So when you were talking about that, they assume, oh, he's staring because he's being hateful, or like and you're like, no, I'm just interested in it because I don't see it every day.
I get a fucking notice in the mail that the local fucking botanical garden has a flower blooming there that only blooms every 50 years. I'm going to look at it. If there was a parade in town with it's like the largest congregation of one-legged people in the world, I'd probably go. I want to go see that.
But not because you hate it.
No.
Not because you dislike it.
I'm not going there to fucking throw rocks at the flower. I'll teach that flower. Fuck you. You only come once every 50 years. I'll teach you. Yeah. And listen, all those people who are going to that play, all those fucking liberal people who go to that play to see the men dressed as women, they're going because you're men dressed as women too. That's the novelty of the thing. That's why we go. But I'm not allowed to stare at you when you fucking walk down the street. Those Lululemon pants that girls wear that are just so fucking skin tight that they go up into their ass crack and vanish. I stare at those too, like a motherfucker.
I remember they had those on a Fox News panel one time, and it was like 4 old white dudes, and they're like paraded a few women out to see if the pants were too tight or acceptable or not. It was the most ridiculous.
No way.
That was on a news show, Fox News show.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, would you let your daughter in these?" And like all the old guys are like, some super hot chick with a nice body walks out in the pants are like, no, yeah, see, too revealing. Nope. Like,
no way.
Yeah, it was so out of touch. It was like a few years back, but I thought it was like an SNL skit, but it was real.
The shit that I'm seeing girls wear is fucking nuts.
Or not wear.
Yeah.
You have a 14-year-old girl.
Nope.
And I'm being very generous. I think she was 12. My wife said she was older. You have a 14-year-old girl at the jiu-jitsu class just watching with her parents. And she's wearing a shirt that has like that window cut down really low. And she has a bra that's pushing her fucking A titties together so fucking tight that they're like up here by her chin. And she walks in. And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm open to being totally wrong about this, but you have a whole life of, if you're a girl, a whole life of just cock chasing you. And as a parent, I would want to not protect my daughter. It's the same way I feel about crawling. I'm not trying to protect my daughter from cock chasing her. I would just like to not encourage it at 14. Like, and she's there with her parents, and I'm just thinking to myself, can't you say something? Why are you looking at her? You want to know why I'm looking at her, David? It's the exact same reason I read your dumb fuck comments. The exact same reason. No difference. To pass judgment on and ridicule and use this content. And I'm thinking to myself, what? I'm not trying to be a prude. I'm not trying to like protect her. I'm not trying to why are you doing that to your daughter? She's only 14. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it's like to be a 14-year-old girl, but like as a 14-year-old boy, I just wanted to look at girls. Like I didn't even I was just happy to see one. And yet you're an adult and you know what that dressing a girl like that is doing to all the men in the room. You're the father and you're letting your daughter dress like that and parade around. I don't get it. It all comes down to attention. I guess. And it's not even like she can utilize the attention. You know, like when you see someone who's beautiful who really utilizes the attention, you're like, it's not common, but you'll see a really beautiful woman who knows she's attractive, she's dressed well, she's got a good body, and she's actually like smiling at people. Hi. She's actually like comfortable. You know what I mean? Like she walks into the restaurant, she's been running for 5 miles, she's in her fucking tight pants and her sports bra, and she comes in and she's not self-conscious, like in a weird way. Hi, oh, excuse me, like as opposed to like most of the girls I see in Newport Beach, like walking around who are just fucking absolutely insanely beautiful. They can't even like move. They're so conscious about everyone staring at them.
Yeah, like it's like they're always on screen on a movie, so every movement has to be very like intentional to not. Like that. That's always a juxtaposition, right? Like you see it all the time. Like women will wear stuff that accentuates certain body parts or something, and then they'll get the wrong attention from the wrong person in their minds, right? And then they're like upset that attention came. But it's weird because didn't you put that on because you felt good and looked good, but then kind of wanted the attention, but then not
like fishing and you caught it, like you caught a carp and you wanted a salmon.
Yeah. Crazy, but it's something that I feel I'm
Sevan, better question. Who bought her that shirt? It's the same thing with when I want to look at people too. I'm like, either stare or don't stare. But like, don't do I don't want to like sneak a peek.
Kendall's comment reminds me of being on the beach in Barcelona. And like, there was just very like when you go to San Francisco and you think there's naked people in your mind as especially as a young guy, you're like, oh, this is going to be great. And then you show up and the people that are naked are not the ones you want to see. Like,
right.
even remotely.
Yeah. In high school, I did that. Get my driver's license and go to a nude beach in San Francisco, and it's just all fat dudes. I'm like, this isn't what I want.
Or really old chicks that you're just like, oh, this is.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with I'm okay with all naked girls.
You're a better man than I. But
hairy ones, Caleb, with tits that sag down to the ground. Bring it.
I'll show you a video after this, and you can tell me if that's what.
But in Barcelona, it was the opposite.
Hey, so am I wrong here? Listen, my husband and I just returned from Crete, Greece. Very common to see 12, 13-year-old girls in thong bikinis on the beach. Fine. Then is that the other route too? Just fuck it, sexualize them all and just fucking just,
Is
whatever.
it a sexualized thing, or is it just us sexualizing it?
Projecting it onto them.
Yeah, because in Barcelona,
well, it's definitely just that. It's definitely just men doing it, but it's a feature. It's not like you can't turn that off. If you ask men to turn that off, they're not men anymore. Dude, it's like defanging all rattlesnakes. They're not rattlesnakes anymore. You can blame men all you want for that. It's as Greg Glassman said, it's part not about sex, but about the movements that are in CrossFit. It's part and parcel with who we are. You can't blame men for that any more than you can blame the earth for being round. You cannot.
But
you cannot. You can. It's a moot point. You can control it.
You should, not you could. I mean, I think that.
Yeah, you should. I agree. I agree.
That's discipline. That's the first form of discipline for a man, right?
Yeah, you shouldn't go over to you shouldn't just be like hang out at night and then just rape women when they come by.
No, definitely not.
And a matter of fact, if we're gonna have a civilization, those people should be dealt with severely.
Correct. Yep.
If you want to have a civilization.
Yeah.
But to blame men for that desire to ask them to turn it off, impossible. You no longer have men to control it. Yes.
Yeah, we should hold them accountable to control it 100%.
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
And then maybe as a man, then you shouldn't buy your 14-year-old daughter a thong. The beach is also different too. The beach is like, hey, the beach is different than just like fucking like. You're at a fucking jiu-jitsu tournament, you know what I mean, or jiu-jitsu class that you go to every single day, and someone's parading their 14-year-old girl around there like she's a prostitute. Dude, in some societies, that would be seen as like some older men should offer like that family like 4 cows for the daughter. Brazil, 15-year-old girls look like 25 and 40-year-old women look like 25. It's trippy. Yeah. I believe that. In Brazil, their ugliest chick there is still hot. That country is fucking.
Yeah. And on that beach in Barcelona, there were a lot of really good, completely nude women. Or they would go up and they'd be on the beach and they would go over to the showers, like the public open showers right by the walkway. Yeah. And they would start showering. And all of a sudden I was like tripping because they're literally taking off their bikini. And you're like, there's no way that chick is getting fully naked right now. And sure enough, they like unbutton top and then they're standing there topless and then they take their pants and they're like washing themselves off, like fully showering. And I was just like, what the fuck? But there was multiple of them around, topless, bottomless, no naked dudes though.
Sounds like a YouTube channel. Mike Pullboy, kind of like when Pee Wee Herman got caught masturbating at a theater. Did Pee Wee Herman die?
I think he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks. In that moment, he should have controlled himself. Yeah, totally. Well said. Good example. I don't know. A lot of ugly Brazilian dudes. Even the ugly Brazilian dudes are attractive. That's just what a beautiful country with a shitload of crime. Number 14. This isn't true, but let's play the game then. What about white people in other countries, or Mexicans, or blacks, or Japanese, or this is a great one. Here we go.
Every white person in this country, I do not care what he says or she says, knows one thing. They may not know, as they put it, what I want, but they know they would not like to be black here.
Pause this. First of all, I know this is old, pretend like we're listening to it now and not back then. Maybe things were different back then, but you do hear people say this now still. What a fucking manipulative, fucking crazy fuck thing to say. Where does that game start and stop? Who wants to be a 5'5" little Armenian guy? Who wants to be someone with a small dick? Who wants to be, would you rather be a black guy that's 5'7" or with a 9-inch cock, or an Armenian guy that's 4'11" with a 3-inch cock? How about that now? Would you rather be Vietnamese, or would you rather be a white living in Hungary or black living in California? I mean, it's just such a fucking manipulative, fucked up thing to say. As a point, I mean, it's fun. It's fun to think about, but he's saying it like to prove a point. Like somehow white people are racist because you wouldn't want to be something else. How many black people would want to be white? How about that? Is this really true? Someone investigate this character for me. I need to know if that's a real person. If that's a person, that person's got to come on the show. I need to know that more. Okay, go on. Keep playing.
If they know that, they know everything they need to know. And whatever else they say is a lie. Every white...
Such bullshit. God, that kind of fucking human manipulation is such bullshit.
He's dead, by the way.
Who is that?
James Baldwin.
Fuck, man. You can that's just coercion and playing on people's insecurities, making people try to make people feel guilty. You can go ahead and think and be whatever the fuck you want. You can wish you were black, you can wish you were white. Who gives a fuck? There were all sorts of dumb boys I went to high school with who had types. Like they only wanted blonde girls or brunettes, or, you know what I mean? I used to be like, these guys are fucking idiots. I just want a bitch who likes me. I'll take anyone.
White hoe, black hoe, you even take a Navajo.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, is that did you steal that?
Yeah, I forget what rap song it's from.
Damn. I'm trying to think if I've ever been with an Indian girl. I've been with Dot.
I knew you.
I'm trying to think if I've ever been with Feather.
Oh fuck! I wanted to go with
the Indian girl I had as a girlfriend was crazy. I wanted a girl with teeth. Yeah, fuck.
That must be
Seriously,
a British thing, though. You know. Man, I had this Indian girlfriend. Fuck, it was crazy. She came from a very, very wealthy family, and I was homeless. I was old. She was a college student. And just to fight, I guess just to be rebellious, she dated me. Her parents. God, it was crazy. I thought she was actually she was part of the harem. It was during the harem years. I thought I was actually going to get to keep her.
That's a harem. That's awesome.
I think she ended up going to law school at Stanford or something and became wealthy.
Hey, every time you say harem, I just picture you like cruising down the street of like Isla Vista or something with like 3 chicks.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Did you have them all together at the same time?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
You're a wild man.
Yeah.
All mine worked at the same restaurant. They just didn't know about it.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, then it's not harem. Then it's not harem. It's something else. Then you're a player. That's some. Then you're a player. Yeah. Then you're a player.
They all went to the same school.
Yeah, mine all went to the same school too.
Yeah, it was fucked up.
You ever been around a girl for like a year and she's just fucking incredibly fucking hot, but you never noticed it, and then all of a sudden someone says, "Dude, that chick is so hot," and you're like, "Holy shit!"
Flip the switch.
Yeah, did that ever happen to you? Like you didn't know someone's hot? That's happened to me a few times in my life. I didn't know someone was attractive. I guess because like I turned that off or something. Like I just wasn't trying to. I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how'd you get to there?
One of my friends actually in college goes, dude, no, it was one of my friends visited from up north and said, hey, that chick's hot. And then I was like, holy shit, that chick is really hot. And I worked with her every day. And then I just started pursuing her. Oh, there was a great line in here, Caved Astro. She dated me to be rebellious, could be Sevi's memoir. That's good.
That is
Wow.
good. It's a good line.
Wow.
Yeah, I had girls that I grew up with that were like my mom's best friends, all had daughters, and they all lived in the like Livermore area, or basically the Bay Area. And we'd be together with them really often, like do vacations and stuff like that. And it wasn't until middle school that happened, that they're like, oh, your friends with so-and-so? You guys went on that camping trip together? I'm like, yeah. Like, dude, how'd you not hit on her? And I'm like, what? Why would I hit on her? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I guess they all are good looking girls.
Yeah.
And so then it kind of hit me. But that's just because we literally grew up together. So I didn't see it that same way.
I will there's times when my kids want to do stuff that I don't want to do stuff, or they want to have people over to the house and I don't want to have people over to the house.
Mhm.
But I do it anyway just because so that they can have girls around them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I was one of the few people like in middle school, especially in early in high school, that I had zero issue ever talking to girls. Like
you had zero issue?
Yeah, like a lot of the people were like really afraid or whatever. And there was this I forget her last name, but her first name was
Happened in the
Crystal.
7th grade.
She was like head of the cheerlead squad and stuff. And
Why weren't you scared? Why weren't you scared?
Because I grew up with girls. All my moms,
Oh.
like that's what the whole, like, you know, when I was younger, that's what I grew up around.
You knew how to say something to them besides "Can I see you naked"?
Yeah,
Can
well,
you-
I knew to make like, so it is a story about Crystal. She's walking through campus. She had just got her license. She was one of the first girls to get her license. And I was like, hey, Crystal. And she turned, doesn't really know me at all. I'm like, what's up, girl? When you taking me to lunch? And then she just like pauses and I wait there. She's like, let's go tomorrow. I was like, all right, cool. We're going to go to In-N-Out. She's like, okay. And then everybody was like, how'd you do that? Are you really going? And I'm like, yeah, we'll see. I'll stand out here. And then she walked by and I was like, hey, what's up? We still going? She's like, yeah. It's like, all right, cool.
Damn.
Yeah. No, don't, Adam, ask your mom about
can't
the
even
friend zone, baby. It didn't exist.
I can't even say that to my wife now. I get nervous when I go. Like, I'm gonna go in there right now, and my wife's gonna be wearing like some like crazy short shorts and like a sports bra, like with a spatula in her hand, making food for the kids, and I'll be like,
But dude, the trick was totally
come to the
make some
bedroom
for me?
Yeah, come to the bedroom, please.
I just would play
Can
it
I
as a
touch you?
joke, right? So that if it backfired, I could always play. I'd be like, "Yeah, I was just fucking around, anyways." You know, like I had a safety net. Don't worry.
Preserve the ego.
Yeah, still super insecure, but just knew how to play it off better than most.
Last night I was in here. This studio is so fucking nice. So last night I was in here working, grinding away, pouring sweat off of me, wearing my Vindicate sweats, and I had the big 75-inch TV on playing Talking Elite Fitness's like 5. They had a show called like the 5 biggest things in the sport or something. It's new, something new. And I'm listening to it, and I hear Lauren Khalil at the very end of the show. They do like a things you like or things you don't like. PR, or they call it something like with the CrossFit name, PR or no rep or something. And she gave fucking In-N-Out a no rep. And it was, you don't agree? Yeah. And Sean and Tommy didn't like that, but she nailed it. She said their French fries suck.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
I got a point there.
Do you think they suck, Caleb? I've had their French fries like 5 times in my life, and every time I'm like, wow, they really have no fucking idea how to make French fries.
I can't say. I usually get them like animal style. I don't know. I like.
I don't know
them
how to
because
order there.
Oh, okay. I like them because I never get to have it. So
Yeah.
whenever I go to California,
Well, don't get
or
me
wherever-
wrong. True, I like it too because I don't eat fast. When I do eat it, I still like it. But then when I think of
Yeah.
it compared to like McDonald's or Burger King or Jack
Yeah.
in the Box, I'm like, fuck, dude, they're fucking this shit up.
I gotta agree with that. Yeah.
Well, they're
I
like
like them when they're like fresh out of the press. It's like that's
Yeah.
when they're good. But if you get them like they haven't made them or they've been sitting there for like 30 minutes, and it's like,
Yeah, I completely agree with that. If they're fresh and you just get them and you eat them, they're good. But if you let them sit for 30 minutes,
it's like a McDonald's fries, because McDonald's fries you could get them and like fresh out the fryer and they're great. But then if you let them sit for a little while, they suck.
Add salt. Just keep adding salt. Number 15. The first time I wasn't allowed to eat salt as a kid, really. Like we didn't eat salt. And when I was 36 years old or something, I went out with Greg to a restaurant one time, and he got a hamburger, and he put salt on the hamburger, and I was like in shock. I couldn't even fucking believe it. I didn't.
Was that when sodium was bad?
Yeah, I thought salt was the devil. Okay, here we go.
Naked Man or tire tracks? Which one is worse in Seattle? The police in Seattle are pulling out all the stops to find a man in an SUV who left tire tracks on a street with a pride flag painted on it. Seattle really knows where to draw the line. They won't enforce a graffiti ban because the graffiti is speech. It's fine for a naked man to be on a bicycle in front of children because that's expression. But tire tracks on a pride crosswalk? Send in the SWAT team. We can't have people leaving tire tracks on the street. Now, if there would have been children on the sidewalks and it was a naked man on a bicycle spray painting over the pride flag crosswalk, that would have been fine. It all makes sense in Seattle.
Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Hey, so this guy puts on a suit and tie every time he makes these videos?
It's
I think
amazing.
that's a shtick, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's cool. All right.
Start that on here. I'm gonna wear a full suit and tie.
Number 23. How are you guys on time? We're just cruising right now.
I'm chilling. Yeah, good.
Number 23. Echo chamber.
We just watched this one.
We did? Okay, fine.
Yeah, it's the saggy tits in the background.
Oh, okay. 33. Stock purchases. Stock. What is this?
Stack.
Oh, this is good. Yeah, I haven't played this guy in a minute. I thought this guy was going to come on the show, and at the last minute, he's like, I don't think I belong on your show.
You said that?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Earlier this week, I spotted one of the most suspect congressional trades I've ever seen. I posted about it on Monday, and it was such a wild trade that I expected there to be some media coverage. I haven't seen any yet, so I did some research and wrote up a more detailed report. Senator Tommy Tuberville bought stock in a company called Humacyte on July 25th in 3 separate purchases. If you haven't heard of Humacyte before, I don't blame you. It's a tiny biotech company, and it had a market cap of around $300 million when Tuberville bought it. The company's main product is called the Humacyte Human Acellular Vessel, or HAV, which is a bioengineered blood vessel. And it's meant to be used to restore blood flow to an injured patient's limbs. Now here's the kicker. The HAV has not received FDA approval, but clinical trials are ongoing. But despite this, Humacyte went ahead and sent their HAVs to be used by Ukraine for the use in cases of combat injury. And the senator in question, Tommy Tuberville, he sits on the Senate Armed Services Committee, giving him access to confidential information on the war in Ukraine. And on August 14th,
they're sending experimental drugs to a war zone where people would be fucking desperate to try anything in life or death situations.
It's a device, but yeah.
It's a device?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a device.
It doesn't make I thought it was making artificial cells or something.
It's supposed to like stop bleeding in like ruptured vessels, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, continue.
Okay, what does this mean? Dude cheated as a football coach. Why not cheat in all areas of life? Is that wow?
Tommy Tuberville?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey,
less than a month after
Go ahead. Keep playing. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Tuberville's purchases, Humacyte presented the results for the HAV usage in Ukraine. Clinicians reported that the rate of success in treating patients with the HAV was high, with 100% patient survival and no cases of infection. Humacyte stock immediately skyrocketed, and it has now risen over 40% since Tuberville's purchases less than a month ago. So after connecting all the dots, I have 2 questions regarding Senator Tuberville. So first, did he have access to confidential information on the HAV clinical results before they were made publicly available? And second, if not, what motivated Tuberville to buy stock in this tiny company late in July? In the meantime, if you want to see what other stocks lawmakers have been buying or selling, I make their trades public on my website for
The kind of medical innovation that's going to occur, or that has been occurring since the war in Ukraine started, or started getting more prevalent, is pretty wild.
Say that one more time.
The types of medical innovation that's occurring because of the war in Ukraine is pretty wild. Considering there's no hospitals that are capable of treating these people within like a reasonable amount of distance, and there's no infrastructure to like pick up the patients from where they're where they're injured, the point of injury, and drop them off. So like people are stuck in the trenches treating these patients for days on end before they're able to get evacuated from wherever they were injured. So like if you look at like the war in Afghanistan and the war in Iraq, like we had the capability of sending helicopters in and like using airstrikes to like ward off the enemy, and we could go in and pick them up like with a fucking hoist and then take them to an actual nice hospital where they could get surgery and treated and everything, and then evacuated out of the country. In Ukraine, you're sitting in a trench for days on end, just like you were in World War II, with a tourniquet on a leg, and you have like limited medical supplies, and you're treating them for days and hoping that they live, basically. And you're just kind of like grasping at straws to figure out how you can keep them alive until somebody can pick you up.
Oh shit.
And you're saying through that innovation is occurring.
Yeah, like this is a prime example of that. Like if we would have had this, I mean, I think this now is going to change the game, because now they'll be able to keep them in the field for longer and keep them alive and without nearly as much supplies.
So we should invest in that company.
Maybe look into it,
dude. That Instagram account's crazy.
Yeah,
that is
nuts.
I've had some hits on that from stuff on that Instagram account.
You followed some advice and purchased stuff and made some money.
Yeah,
nice.
Pretty interesting.
Nothing
crazy, but
number 98. This is like, so when I purchased this house, there were no insects or bugs on my property at all. There were no lizards. There was nothing. And they had cut down all the plants and trees on the property, and they had filled it in with this artificial tan bark to make it look cool. And the artificial tan bark was just rubber. And I knew because the way it smelt that these were like old tires and this was just recycled garbage. So I fucking shoveled it all up over like the next year and would fill my trash can with it. So, and I took all that fucking rubber artificial tan bark off my property. Now my property is, and I planted like over, I always say 100 fruit trees. I planted probably 200 fruit trees on my property, bushes, plants. You've been here, Susan. It's like a fucking jungle.
Mm-hmm.
And there's snakes and lizards and birds and bugs and shit everywhere. It's fucking wild. We don't spray anything, but it's like so obvious that recycled rubber is like not something you want to be around. It's like as soon as you smell it, you're like, it's not. I shouldn't be around that.
Yeah,
it's like sleeping on. Yeah. Anyway, here, go ahead, play this. This is crazy. This doesn't surprise me at all.
Netherlands has removed all artificial turf with rubber matting from the entire country. And when you find out why, you'll be shocked that the same hasn't yet happened in the United States. We've seen an increased trend in young soccer players getting lymphoma, and very specifically the goalies who are getting in their face kicked up grass and dirt from that artificial turf. So what are they taking in that's causing a problem? Well, the rubber matting is made up of recycled tires. You see, the tire companies have figured out how to take what normally would have been a cost center where they would have had to recycle the tires and instead turn it into a profit center where they chop them up into what we call rubber crumb, which is used as a foundation for artificial turf. This is full of lead, mercury, and arsenic, toxic poisons. And we are now seeing...
Pause. By the way, those things, lead, arsenic, and mercury, are what cause leaky gut. And when you have leaky gut, that's how viruses get to you. Learn about that. Learn about what happens when you let mercury, arsenic, or lead into your body. It causes a whole cascade of issues that fucking medicine does not understand, and medicine is not following closely. You do not want to be around those three things. What they do to your digestive tract is make you vulnerable to so much fucking disease that then crosses this fucking kind of digestive tract blood barrier. You don't want your fucking you don't want the stuff that's in your stomach, all that shit getting into your blood. It is fucking wild. Hey, you guys have been to places like that, right? These big, huge, beautiful parks. They have them in Santa Cruz. And I used to go out there and play with my kids, and there's those little pieces of black shit flying everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? They make it so it's, what?
My college had all turf fields. My high school had the same thing. So whenever we were practicing, playing games, it was all turf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, rubber shit gets everywhere in your shoes and your clothes, all over.
It follows you home, sticks in your socks, everything.
Yeah.
Kenneth DeLapp, ain't nothing more poisonous than poison. It's amazing that I go everywhere barefoot. My kids go everywhere barefoot, and yet you think you're being safe because you put on a pair of fucking Nikes and you're fucking running around on this pristine, completely what's that called when something's inert, infection-free, bacteria-free zone, and really you're just poisoning yourself. Anyway, it's everywhere. Use your own discernment. Use your own thoughts. Use your, it's amazing any of us are still alive. Yes, Kenneth. Some might say you become autistic when you get metals in your body. Some might say that. 97, language matters. Language matters. Here we go. Now we're on a roll. 2 hours in, we're on a roll.
So actually, everyone should be self-sufficient. Can I just say, you're not allowed to come on my show today.
Uh-oh.
Volume
How
is
come?
so low on this one. I don't know.
Okay, fuck it. Scratch it.
Did you watch that video of Nicky Rod talking about what his dad made him do?
No. Did you send it to me?
No. I just saw it and thought it was funny. It goes along
Oh.
with your tree thing.
Okay, let's do it.
My dad came home one day. He was like, "You ready?" I'm like, "For what?" He's like, I bought 100 trees. Like 100 trees. What do you mean? He's like, "Yeah, along all the fence, we're gonna plant these trees right now." I'm like, "All right." He's like, "Yeah, here's a shovel, dig a fucking hole." Okay, so we planted, we dug 100 holes, 3 foot wide, 3 foot deep.
Yeah.
Planted the trees all along the fence. They all died. half of them are dead. Yeah. He came home pretty much the same day next year. He was like, "You ready?" I'm like, "For what?" He's like, "We'll pull the trees out." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah. I mean, you got professionals for that, man.
Yeah.
You should have your kids do that.
It took me fucking a year to do it, to dig the 100 holes 3 feet wide, 3 feet deep, and my shoulders and my hands, everything was fucked up. That's good. 96, pronouns. Thanks for sharing that. That was good. Jake Chapman, this guy's hog is 12 inches in circumference. No doubt. No doubt. Yes, Trish, we can hear you. Everyone hears you. Okay, here we go.
Trish wasn't getting enough attention.
There you go. Yes. Look at no Trish, David. Yeah, that's what I meant. No Trish. Thank you, David.
Hi, Trish. Hi, Trish.
Caleb, say hi. Texas.
Hi, Trish.
Hi, Trish.
Man, you guys are nuts down here. What is going on, man? Look at all these he/hims in here. What are you doing? Man up, man. Everyone's changing their identity. I identify as confused when I'm here, man. My pronouns are what the fuck? I went out with a woman last night. She goes, "I'm fluid." I go, "What do you mean? You're wet? What are you talking about?" "All right. I'm hard. Let's get out of here." What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? All right, I'm from Connecticut. I just this is probably what I should sound like, right? I'm from Texas.
Hey, is that what's his name?
Yeah.
The guy who's on the show?
Tyler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Australia, but we have similar shit like this here in the United States. A friend of mine lives on 16 acres out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and he wanted to build a second floor, and the city asked him why.
Because I want to.
Yeah, fuck off. Now wait till you see this, Australia.
Why?
Wait till you see this. This is nuts.
Because I've said so.
Oh, Trish thought you got banned for using the wrong words. No, you're good. You're good.
She said the same thing about horse stall mats and CrossFit gyms, and we didn't acknowledge her.
Oh. Hey, maybe.
I don't know how much that difference is, but I would say that probably chopping it up into small little bits, and
yes,
having to get into everything, is
ingesting
probably a little bit more worse than just.
And when you chop it up like that, it's like off gassing, and it's just fucking. Yeah, I would agree. But yeah, hey, listen, I have rubber mats in my gym, but I also have to keep the door open all the time. I got air filter on in there. But then again, those fields are outside.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! You fucking ruined my life. I'm taking them out. Thank you, Trish. Taking them out. Pouring in concrete.
You happy now? You happy, Trish?
You just cost me $50,000.
See what you done here? You just cost me $30,000.
This carpet I put in the studio was off gassing forever. It was fucking disgusting.
Oh yeah.
God damn. What sucks is how much I like that smell of off gassing. It's like smelling markers. Okay, here we go. This is Australia. Here we go.
Draw cash in Australia. The banks want to know why, so let's go tell them the truth.
How much?
Around 6,000.
What
is it for? My missus thinks I cheated on her last week. She's doing my head in, so I need to like give her some cash and a necklace. She doesn't like flowers. She just likes designer handbags and shit.
Sign there?
No worries. I don't know why it's important for the bank to know. It's money.
I'll have to ask.
I've got to go to a beauty salon to bleach my arsehole. Yeah, there we go. Because there's a bleaching package. And yeah, they said you can make it up to 3 shades lighter. Drugs, the devil's lettuce, you would know.
That's what you want me to put, John Bernard?
I don't deal it personally. I just connect people together.
Whatever you do, it's your business.
What's the money for?
Yeah.
Does it matter?
We need to ask customer why.
I need it for steroids. Summer's coming up, Stereosonic festivals. I need a shred for summer. I mean, if you must know, I'm transitioning to be a woman, so I have to pay for the surgery. It's an expensive surgery. It's not covered under Medicare. When you withdraw cash in a
The bank asks you what you're fucking using your money for?
Yeah.
It's my money.
And if you want to get a large sum of it out, they're going to like put a hold on it. It's going to take a while.
Is that like that in our country too?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Go down to the bank right now and ask for all of it cash and see what type of hoops you have to jump through to get it. And the more money you have, the more like they're not able to actually do it.
Caved Astro, she really said whatever you do is your business after asking what the money was for. Hey, it reminds me of when I asked my wife's OGBYN after our 5th appointment, oh, so you'll be there for the pregnancy? And she snapped at me, no, I don't work 24 hours a day. How would I know if I'm going to be there for your wife's pregnancy? I'm like, whoa, easy, bitch.
I'm a doctor.
I want to know the reason why they need to know. Like, is there some valid reason I'm not thinking about? Sounds crazy to me. I don't know how we got there. That should not be like that. They shouldn't. Hey, it should be the opposite. Do you know that if you park in a handicap spot, or and you get out of the car and no one can ask you like what your disability is.
Mm-hmm.
Disability Act protects from like. I want to tell the story, but I don't want to deal with the fucking backlash. One time when I parked in the handicap spot.
I feel like you told that story before.
What about that? What about
someone fucking reported me to fucking with the guy who owns the fucking store that I parked in front of.
Reported you to him?
Yeah, saying that I didn't look like I was handicapped.
Oh, what's he supposed to do about it?
Nothing. We were fucking laughing our asses off.
Yeah, I mean,
it's fucking crazy. It's crazy. I would, but I feel I don't want David to bug me about it for the next like 10 years. I can't handle David. He's too much for me. I'm gonna call the cops on David. Oh, did Matt Fraser ever text me back? Let me see if he. No.
I think the bank has to ask those questions to try to put up more like friction between you getting your money out, because if everybody did that and went on a bank run, it would bankrupt them, right? Because aren't they just making up notes out of the money they have in deposit anyways to create debt, which creates the money?
That's how it works?
Yeah. They only have to keep 10%. So
on hand in the bank?
Yeah.
I can't believe they even do that.
So they're just manufacturing it out of thin air.
It's to monitor laundering.
Trish, what's up with Trish today?
What do you mean?
It's not actually Trish.
She's kind of been just like
different.
No, jokes have been pretty lame.
I think
you're with us quite a bit.
You're short. Define handicap. Anyone with the blue tag, anyone with one of those blue hangers, is handicap. That's all you need. You don't
blame the system. Hate the game. Don't hate the players.
94. I wish I was liberal. 94. That's a joke. No, it's not a joke. It is to. I think you're right. I think it is to.
Yeah.
I think it is to monitor money laundering, or that's what they tell you. Okay, here we go. Need another cup of coffee. You think my wife would bring me another cup of coffee?
Oh, she'd bring me one too.
How many years do you think the world has left if we don't get climate change under control?
I think it said 7 or 6 years left.
6 years.
Something around that. I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's around that. Yeah.
Do you think it's 6 years? Do you think that's kind of extreme, or do you think that we're really on that track right now?
I think we're really on that track. I think
6 years and we're done.
Yeah. I don't think there's much left.
Okay. All right. If you truly believe this, if you truly believe that, you would not be wasting your time in college. You would be spending time with family. You'd be being close to family. Why would you be at a college, assuming you're there to get a degree, maybe get a higher paying job or something like that, building your life when you have 7 years left?
Do people really think that? Does that chick really fucking think that?
They're bought in. Who we call?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, have you started up in it? No, it's
I'm
my
not.
wife, Sousa.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Haley.
Hey, babe, we're doing a show. Can you stop washing the dishes for a second? Or are you just doing that to make it look like you're a good wife? I'm just making sound effects. You saw your phone ringing from the podcast phone, so you ran over to the sink and started doing dishes. Fuck is going
Not
on?
exactly.
You punch
but
whoever's
it's what
making.
you want.
What is that sound?
Press the talking button. Sound of kids playing.
Okay. Hey, could you do me a couple things? Could you put on some meat and bring me a coffee?
Yeah, I already put on meat. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Um,
fuck you, Sevan.
Yes, I'll bring you a coffee.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Caleb.
Oh, hi.
All right. Thank
I'm
you.
listening. I'm not watching. So I didn't know if you were still on.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I'll be right there.
Hey, is it weird when now you're listening and then now you'll hear the part with you? Are you like behind the show?
I'm very behind. Yeah.
Is it weird then when you hear yourself? You're like, oh shit.
I think I've gotten used to it. At first, it was.
Okay. Audrey says hi and Trish says hi.
Oh, hi, Audrey. Hi, Trish.
There you go. All right. Okay.
All
Thank you.
right.
Make it snappy. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah.
Show's
Hi.
not going to be. I can't have her dilly dally. The show's going to be over, and then she's going to be like, "Here's your coffee." I'm like, "Fuck, that was 87 cents in Paper Street beans you just wasted."
Throw it out, damn it.
Yeah.
We're all having a bad day now.
93. Please keep sending your kids to escuela. 93.
Hey, what about the stories you were gonna tell? Are we gonna go through those at any point?
The frisbee and the dead dog.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or
we'll do that after this. Here,
is it
yeah.
Moments past. It's fine.
Wait
if the
till
moment passed.
wait till you see this. Hey, don't worry, you guys. This is just an isolated incident. No one's gonna fuck you with your kids. Don't worry. This is they only do this to poor migrants and immigrants. This only happens to Mexicans. Don't worry. They only take care of the government only fucks with the marginalized because we're in a racist society. No one worry. Just leave your kids in school. This is not gonna happen to your kids. Okay, here we go. No one fret.
daughter was smothered by a gender ideology. CPS took my daughter when she was 16 years old.
Pause.
He was helped by her
Child
public
Protective Services took her daughter when she was 16 years old. That's what she said. Child Protective Services took my daughter when she was 16 years old. Here we go.
school counselor and LGBTQ group rights and another trans-identified girl.
Pause.
My daughter
Noble supports that shit. Now you know why I fucking hate Noble so much. They support that shit. I have no tolerance. I'm a one issue guy. I don't mind about racism. I don't care about dwarves. I don't care about my one issue that I just really just can't stand is hurting kids. That I'm like that trumps all the other issues. Like why? But Sevan, you're pro-life and the Republicans are or you're pro-choice and the Republicans are pro-life. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to hurt kids. That's a funny one to choose. I'm tolerant of so much shit, but when it comes to kids, I have zero tolerance. And don't take kids away from their parents. Okay, here we go.
was taken from her loving home because the state of California claimed I was abusive for not affirming her trans identity. I lost my daughter over a name and a pronoun. I promised to call her a male name. It wasn't enough. My daughter was not a boy trapped in a girl's body. She had mental health issues. Against my consent, my daughter was given testosterone instead of therapy. The LGBTQ group used her to raise money for them. The abuse claim against me was finally dropped, but it was too late. By then, my daughter was in a horrible mental and physical pain. My daughter knelt down in front of a train. She was murdered by gender ideology. I beg you, stop pushing gender ideology. Affirmation is not
it's
good.
okay. It's just an isolated and don't worry. It's just one. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's just one. Don't worry. This is just a conservative right-wing hype. It's just one. It's just one. More people died from COVID than had to kill themselves because their kids were taken from them. Hey, so we started the show with Madonna talking about what she wanted to do to the White House. I give this lady, if I'm God, I give this lady a pass and forgiveness for any action she takes to the people who did this to her. Any action. If you take someone's child, you should expect holy hell to rain down on you. You cannot. Hi, thank you. Yeah, hi. Just like I imagined.
Damn it.
Oh yeah, thank you. Pervert. Did I say that out loud?
No, we barely.
Go fuck yourself. What are we gonna do about it? Well, what Eaton Beaver did is he's joining a school board, and I slept on that last night, and I was like, fuck, because part of me is like, fuck, you're crazy if you send your kids to school. I still think you're crazy if you do it, but for even now. It's like I was saying, it's like the Sporty Beth thing. Like I have a lot of compassion and empathy for people like that because I used to be her, and I have a lot of compassion and empathy for people and understanding for people who send their kids to school. But like, because I was there, but I'm not there now. And now in hindsight, I'm like, I can't even ever fucking believe I did that. Same thing with home birth. Like I understand why you have it in the hospital. You think having a birth is like a medical situation, but it's not. It's not. You're confused. You have the things conflated. It's the same. It's the same. And this one's really gonna fuck with you. It's the same thing with the shopping cart. You think that there's an obligation to put the shopping cart back because there's an obligation, a civil obligation, a courtesy obligation not to leave the shopping cart somewhere where it's going to be in someone else's way. And you have to have a fine discernment and understanding of those things. But once you unravel one, they all start unraveling. But going back to this, if you do something, I find it like when that guy, Velasquez, shot the guy who molested his daughter. You guys remember that a couple months ago? The UFC fighter went to go shoot the guy who was molesting his daughter. I gotta give you a pass. I don't know how we work that into the judicial system, but if someone takes your kid and gives them drugs, boy, oh boy, you try taking an elephant from its a baby elephant from its mama. I know it's an animal, but he shot the wrong guy. Yeah, he shot the guy's dad. but he was in a car chase. I mean, it wasn't like he.
Hey, remember that thing from I think it was like the 90s where that dude waited by the payphone bank and the guy who molested or raped his son or whatever was being let out by the cops from court, and he pretended to be on the phone and then just turned and bam, got him right in the head.
What happened to that guy?
He wasn't convicted.
He wasn't.
No. The jury, and they had it on film.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking knew it was him and the whole thing. And yeah, I don't think he got
there. You can't fuck with people's kids, man. You got to be really fucking careful, dude.
Oh, if you see somebody do that and you go, wait, why did you do that? And you find out the story, how could you fault? Yeah, there it is.
Oh shit. Let's see.
Solid, Caleb.
That's the molester right there.
Yep.
Yeah,
And there's
there's
the
the molester.
dad coming
Right
through.
there. Oh shit! He's just hanging out at the payphone.
Yep.
Yeah.
On the phone. Boom.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
And justice is served.
Wow! Wow!
Thank you, that guy, for saving all of our tax dollars and prosecuting a clearly guilty child molester there. And
Or what if he would have been set? What if he would have been set free and then molested someone else's kids?
we call that 2023 in California.
David Weed, hero.
No doubt.
Bernie Gannon, mentally ill ideologues who don't or can't have children feel the need to replicate themselves with other people's children. Ooh, that is gross. I have to block that out. I hope that's not true. Fuck. God, this guy writes some pretty. This guy's like you think this guy's a professional writer?
Bernie?
Do you ever read the stuff he writes?
Yeah.
Sometimes I chub up. I start swooning. I can't tell if my mom pays. You know how like someone paid Sporty Beth to do that hit piece on me, maybe? I feel like my mom pays Bernie Gannon.
They did?
Might have been a budget involved. Might not have been.
Now we know.
Look at all the. Well, we know she would require money in order to help Athena with the to attend one of Athena's seminars. Dude, so someone else contacted me today, a podcast listener, and says who owns an affiliate, and is like, "Hey, can I get Athena's number? I want to organize a seminar." Don't work with that Sevan guy. He's fat phobic. I told my wife, I told you this, right? I'm not fat phobic. She's like, do you want to be fat? I'm like, no. She's like, well, then you're fat phobic. I was like, oh. Mr. Watkins, these things are routinely taken care of where I'm from. Just got to be smart about it and maybe have access to a lot of land. Not joking. Yeah. When I was in Beirut and I was walking through this neighborhood and there was a house that was burned down. It was in downtown Beirut. In the city, and there was a neighborhood there, and I asked it was probably like 3 a.m, and I asked my cousin Mugo. I said, "Hey, what happened here?" And he said that guy molested some children in the neighborhood, and in the middle of the night they nailed his door shut
and fucking burnt him down in the house.
And then the mafia dudes blocked the streets so the fire department couldn't come, and they burned his house down.
Awesome.
Now, that shit, I don't know, man. Like, all I thought was he didn't molest anyone's kids. That was just a story they used to fucking kill him. But I don't know.
Slippery slope.
Yeah.
All right. So be careful, dude. I'm telling you, that is. I know someone. I know Susan met them also. Whose daughter they tried to take their daughter in the state of Washington, and this person fled to Florida with his daughter. And now, like 5 years later, his daughter thanks him so much for doing that. The guy uprooted his whole life and took his daughter. Do you know who it is? Do you know who it is? Do you remember who it is? We met him at Greg's house. He's someone famous.
I remember telling the story, but if I met them, I didn't know.
He was the co-host. He was not the co-host. He was the sit-in for the largest radio show in America ever. I think even bigger than Howard Stern's show. He was the sit-in for that show when the guy who had that show would be out sick, and he sat in for that guy like 300 times. He was a cool dude. Number 92. Ooh, this one's true. Oh, so okay. So you want to know what happened with the dog?
Indeed.
I got this dog. I have this dog. I had a Great Dane like 13 or 14 years, I don't know when, and it died, and I wanted a new dog, and I would go to the pound once a week to look for new dogs. And my wife was like, "No, we're not getting a new dog. We're not getting a new dog." So eventually we go to the pound one day, and she would never go into the pound with me. So we would go to the pound together, ride our bikes or walk, but she would always stay outside. So one day we go to the pound. I don't even know if it's the pound. Maybe it was called like Animal Shelter or something. There was some distinction in my area, or it was the YSPCA or SPCA or something. But so I go in there and I tell my wife, "Hey, there's only one dog in there. Come in and look at it." So we go in there, and it's this Chihuahua Basenji, and we get it. And we've had it for like 13 years, and my wife, like, it became like her baby, right? Like, Like it was weird. Before we had kids, it was like weird. She took care of it like a baby. Everything but diapers, you know? Like when you're like, oh, that couple needs a baby. It was like that. And so basically, about 3 years ago, this dog got congenital heart disease or something. It's basically, I think, when your heart's fucking up and I think your lungs are starting to fill with liquid. Is that what it is, Caleb?
Yes.
And they gave the dog meds, and I told my wife, don't give the dog meds. And then after about a year ago, the dog started having this crazy cough, so we started giving the meds, and the cough started going away. But anyway, so in this last year, the dog went deaf and blind, and it was just a mess. But it was still eating, and and the coughing was crazy. It was like every 2 hours, and it seriously sounded like like someone being tortured. Like it was a really high pitched cough, like screaming. It was crazy. And we went on this trip to Newport Beach, and we went down there, and usually when we're at home, the dog has to go out like 3 times a night. So my wife's like, hey, the dog might have to go out 3 times a night while we're here. And it didn't. We went to a new place. He was sleeping through the night. He seemed great. We were taking him to the beach. Everything was great. And then the night before we left, he fell off the couch up high, just like fell off one time. And my kids started crying. What was that? What was that? And anyway, so then 2 days, and that was weird. I'd never seen him do that. So then 2 days later, we're leaving, and this was 2 days ago. Friday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And we load up the car at 5 a.m. and we're driving. And at about 7, it's my 3 boys in the car and my wife. And at about 7 a.m., my wife's like, man, the dog can't get settled. So she sets the dog down by her feet in the footwell, so he could just go down there and sleep. She sets him down there, and she sits up, and then she looks down, and she looks at me, and she goes, I think Meshi's dead. And she picks up the dog, and he's just limp. And then she turns him around to face me, and I'm like, no, he's still alive, and I could see he's breathing. And then all of a sudden, his cataracts, his eyes were like just grayed over. All of a sudden, his cataracts vanished, and his eyes turned just huge and brown. Like he was healed. And then it just went full blast, and then brrr. And then for the next hour, I just watched that dog just turn off and die in her hands. And we drove for fucking 6 hours. So we would stop at a gas station and she would have to pee. So then I would come over and I'd have to pee. Probably more realistic. And I'd hold the dog while she peed. And then we were handing a dead dog back and forth to each other.
Mm.
And after 4 hours, when I was certain the dog was dead, I was like, and it was just basically the whole entire ride was like crying and then telling jokes. So my kids would be like, just bawling that he's dead. And then one of them would be like, can't we keep him one more night? And then we'd all start laughing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It was a fucking train wreck, dude. It was crazy. It was literally, the most my 8-year-old's like, I've never seen you cry. It was crazy. I didn't even think I was gonna cry. I didn't even think wasn't even phased. I don't even know why I was crying. Crying's so weird as an adult man because I don't even know why I'm crying, but I was sobbing. And then we brought him home, took him out of the car, set him in the backyard. We dug a hole. Me and the boys dug a hole. We put him in, and by now he's in rigor mortis. And I'm exhausted. It's like 12:30 in the afternoon. I've been driving for fucking 7.5 hours. I don't want to dig a hole. I don't want to bury my dog. My wife is a complete wreck isn't the right word. She's 50% of herself. Do you know what I mean? She's just in her head. She's just doing stuff like it was her mom who died. She's like, I should have spent more time with him. I can't believe I set him in the wheel well. Last night, I should have cozied him up more. I shouldn't have walked him so hard the day before. She's going through all that shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? This dog's lived the dream with you. You took care of it like a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And so we put it in the backyard, and he was fucking stuck like this. So I had to bend his legs and shit and stuff him in the hole. I should have dug a bigger hole.
Yeah.
It was he's only a 14-pound dog. So it was 1 foot wide and 2 feet long and 3 feet deep. But then because he couldn't lay perfectly flat, he'd gone into rigor mortis and his sticks were up like this. Oh shit! Listen to this. Ian Arsvold. My mom's 10-year-old Great Dane died the same way 2 weeks ago. Went out for a run, got the zoomies, and then couldn't calm down. My mom knew something was going on. She laid with him the whole time.
No.
Yeah, where'd you guys bury that fucker? Jeez. Anyway,
cremated for sure.
That was the night we did the Friday night update show, and I seriously wasn't sure. I don't even know what happened to me. But when I dug that hole, I cried so fucking hard. And like I said, I didn't even know why. It's not like my wife asked me, do you miss him? I'm like, no. She's like, I miss him. I'm like, well, do you hate me for not missing him? She goes, no, I don't even miss him. It's weird. But I cried so fucking, I think maybe I was seeing my own immortality. But I don't know. I was trying to stay so still and breathe and watch my mind. And then I would see, like, I could do it now. I could cry right now if I let it come up. But I could kind of like keep my foot on the basement door and not let it come up. You know what I mean? Like if that thing comes up here, like the tear ducts will turn on, but I just keep my foot on it.
Yeah.
Like don't.
Yeah, I need to go hug my dog now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what's crazy about this, when my last dog died before him, I felt this kinship to all other dogs all of a sudden. Like whenever I saw other people's dogs, I would go out of my way to love on their dogs. This time I don't give a shit. I don't know why.
You've been jaded.
I don't know why. I mean, I definitely felt some intensity for my kids, and I enjoyed watching my kids go through it. One of my kids, as I was throwing the first shovel of dirt on the dog, which was just crazy, he screams, "This can't be real."
Oh.
I know. It was nuts.
Oh.
That would be fuck.
That's sad.
I know. I was like, well, who said that? When I tell that story, I want to know which kid said it. I never found out which kid said it.
Well, I mean, it's interesting that at least I got to process it with that, I suppose, than like a human, because like they'll already kind of have this like playbook of grief a little bit.
That's what someone told me. It's good practice for when someone in the family dies.
I mean, it's the inevitable, right? We're all headed to the same destination. And so like having them learn that back and forth, the position of like really sad, but then finding the humor. I mean, that's how usually you process that when a human dies too, right? Like super sad, assuming it's nothing crazy tragic. And then like after you kind of go to the service, everybody's like sad. And then, you know, it'd be like someone remember like an annoying chord. Remember, we'd always have to be 15 fucking minutes early to the movie because of that asshole though. And everybody kind of laughs and it gets like lighthearted and they're like, yeah. And then it's kind of like, oh, fuck, we'll miss that, you know? And then it goes back to being sad. And so like bouncing back and forth to deal with and process that. I mean,
my wife is still sending me pictures every 2 hours or every hour of like the dog, like me with the dog, the dog in New York, the dog on a jet, the dog with the kid. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, no. That's tough.
Did my back tighten up? No, but I had to. Where I dug it, we have a sewer line that I had forgotten about, and I had the fucking pick out because the dirt was so fucking hard there. And I almost hit the sewer line. That would have fucked my whole day up, dude.
God, could you imagine?
My neighbor's cat got under the lazy boy, and the dad sat down too hard and chopped its head off.
Now Trish is back.
There we go. Yeah, I
The
think that's
best
a
part
true
about
story,
it-
but
yeah, that could be true or it could not be true. You're never gonna know. God, that's fucked.
And then the other thing was this, and I know I've told this story before, but these guys, like, I don't know what these fucking assholes I hang out with, including you guys think like I'm some sort of fucking ding dong. You guys think like I'm just completely fucking retarded or something or inept. I'm on this thread with the games guys, and whenever like they talk about anything manly or sports or power tools, like I get left out, like I can't do anything. And the conversation came up about throwing a ball, and people started piling on saying, I'd like to see Sevan throw a ball. I bet you Khalipa could throw a ball better than Sevan. I'm like, dude, I have a fucking crazy fucking wicked arm. Are you fucking kidding me? And I'm just getting ass pounded in this thread by these fucking idiots. And And I'm like, dude, listen, I can fucking make I can fucking make a basket from 60 feet away with a napkin and a fucking Five Guys. Like I cracked the code on fucking throwing shit. Throw a grape 3 stories up in the air and catch it in my mouth. And thank you, Souza. Caleb.
Great.
Thank you. And so, but these fucking guys, especially Chase Ingram, fucking Taylor. Just no lube, just fucking bending me over publicly.
Those are men, manly men.
Taylor's like, I played baseball. I'm like, I didn't.
And
so there was this time I was on the beach and I was throwing a frisbee, and I threw this frisbee probably like 60 yards, which is far, but not crazy far. But I threw it so it went hooked up onto this cliff's edge at the beach over someone's patio and came back down. And it was a shot I would do all the time. And it was crazy. I would do these crazy hook shots with a frisbee, crazy, that don't even make sense. And this guy walks by and this old guy walks by and says, anyone can throw a frisbee far. How about some accuracy? And I said, see that girl down the beach? And there was a girl like probably 30 yards away, 100 feet away. And he goes, yeah. And I just fucking winged the fucking frisbee and fucking tagged this fucking hot chick in the back of the head with it.
Oh, did it hit
And
her?
the guy,
it bounced off or what?
dude, it fucking got her right in the neck, low. It fucking hurt.
Was it one of those really thick frisbees?
No, it was an ultimate. Just I always throw with your standard 170 gram ultimate frisbee disc craft, and the chick turns around and I just point at the guy who told me, like, the random dude. He did it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that was the time I.
Did anything happen? Did she say anything? Did she come over? How'd you get your frisbee back?
No. I just went over and people get drilled all the time, dude. One time I dove for a frisbee at the same time someone's pit bull dove for it. And the fucking pit bull's head hit me in the head and knocked me out. I went black for a second.
Oh shit!
What?
On that same beach. That's what made me think of it. It was in the exact same spot where I hit that chick.
Damn.
Anyway. Awesome. Yeah. So those are my 2 stories that I've been sitting on. Dog died. Drilled a chick in the back of the head. Oh boy, what a dick. I put my card away for the next month, though, to make up for it.
Every time I see the cart people out there, like, getting the carts back, I always think of you now.
Thank you. Hey, the other day, I was at the Safeway here in town, and I forget what I got, but I was wanting to put my card away, and I'm looking, and the cars were the parking lot was packed, and the cars were so fucking close, and the corral was like 15 feet away from me, but I couldn't fucking get to it unless I walked fucking 100 feet down, 40 feet that way, and then another 100 feet up. I'm like, oh my fucking Lord, what am I gonna do?
Just push it down the aisle. Jesus, take the wheel.
I'll show you faith.
I'm doing this with good intention.
I'll show you faith. Lord, the cart's in your hand. I'm like, oh God.
I hope this goes to a good family who needs it.
Want to hear about Carlos Santana. Do you guys know who that is? Black Magic Woman?
Yeah.
Listen, how about number 82, Carlos Santana? This kind of made me happy because most of the idiots from his era have like completely sold their soul. 82, Carlos Santana. If you've never listened to Santana, you don't know who he is. I highly recommend getting some albums and just giving it a listen. It is good stuff.
Know. Caleb, you know who Santana is, yeah?
Yeah, I know Carlos Santana.
Black Magic Woman.
What? It doesn't like.
Okay. A video recently surfaced of guitarist Carlos Santana. It's funny, I think of him as a singer, as he criticized transgender ideology during a concert in late July. Is that what it's called these days? Transgender? No. How about child abuse? Transgender ideology. How about child? Just call it what it is. Child abuse.
When God made you and me, before we came out of the womb, you know who you are and what you are. Later on, when you grow up and you see things and you start believing that you could be something that it sounds good, but you know it ain't right. Because a woman is a woman and a man is a man.
He lost me though when God made you. Shut the fuck up. Sorry. Okay.
Well,
but thank you, Carl.
Who did
What?
Who
What?
did make you? Who did make
God?
you?
No. My dad. I'm pretty well. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure my dad did something to my mom. That same thing I did to my wife.
Mm.
And 9
then
months later.
You were just made.
Yeah.
But then nobody asked you if you wanted to be made.
That part I'm not sure about.
You just appeared, right? Do you know when you appeared?
No.
How you appeared?
No.
Okay. Just checking. You know.
I don't have. I mean, I got the same story that I think a lot of other people have.
Yeah, probably.
But it's just a story. I don't know. I don't. And I witnessed my kids. I bared witness to my kids coming out the way I think I came out or arrived.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of shit that happens behind closed doors.
Right.
Like in
who's closing the door?
Guarded by the lungs and the vagina, smashed between the lungs and the vagina somewhere.
Man.
There's some crazy shit going on.
Something's happening.
Is that do I have my anatomy right? Is the uterus between the lungs and the vagina? Caleb?
Very close.
Okay.
Very close.
It's not true, but it's not false either.
Yeah.
It's in the vicinity.
That's like just getting in your car, starting it, and driving it, and being like, "No, see, I started driving." You're like, "But how did it work?" And if you don't have any knowledge of the inner workings of the car, you actually don't know. So you can say, "Sure, I impregnated my wife. Yeah, that was the act. He started the car, but then what happened after that, and how did it continue?"
Yeah.
And you don't know.
Yeah. There's some dude up in heaven. He's like, "Oh shit, Sevan's fucking Haley. We need a baby. Sector 4, send one down. We have to keep the story alive that people think it happens this way. Send it down." Oh, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? Holy shit.
Like, relax. We got 9 months.
Yeah. Holy shit. Oh, that's a great cartoon. That's a great skit. Merab Gilashvili not wanting to fight Aljamain because they're buddies, they're training partners. What the fuck is going on there? Number 92. And Dana White doesn't like it. I'm so curious what you guys think about this. I normally don't give a shit what you guys think. I don't really know how to process this one. This place is not for you. So that guy on the left, Merab, is like arguably maybe the best fighter at 135 pounds, but we'll never know because him and his training partner won't fight each other. His training partner is Aljamain Sterling, who just lost to Sugar. Okay, here we go. Oh, fuck.
Video has no sound.
Why? Anyway, Dana White goes on here to just basically slap Merab around and be like, "Hey, dude, the UFC's not for you if you won't fight the #1 contender." Here's the thing.
Yeah,
I think Merab should just fight Sugar. What do you guys think?
I think it's stupid that he won't fight his training partner.
I thought that was always part of the course. Like, you got to train together knowing one day you might be staring at this dude across the cage.
Yeah. If you're going to go start training at a gym and you know the champ is training at your gym, you're going to have to fight that guy at some point.
But dude, like, I think that the story is like Merab came from a different country. He had no friends. Aljo took him under his wing and he's like, "Hey, dude, that's like, I'm loyal to you. I'm not doing it."
Yeah. You can't get that paycheck either. Or the title.
Yeah. But look at Dana. Look at Dana's getting all. Look at David thinks Dana's right. Dana's like got his panties in a twist a little bit. God, Dana looks good. He looks so much better now that he's not all red and shit.
Yeah, he does look a lot more healthy.
Will Branstetter, why are you saying the hard R on Sugar?
Well,
Halpin. I spelled Katie Henniger's name wrong in a thread the other day. I'll leave it at that. You guys do the rest. Branstetter bringing some of the inside jokes into the.
Oh.
Halpin.
No crossover, Will.
Will's joke was inside and outside. You know what I mean? Like, his is good. He like Fuck, Will is good.
Yeah, he is.
Will, you really need to write me material.
He has
And
some
then-
of the best like comments in that thread and shit too. Sometimes I read what he says and I just
Hey,
like,
should I do a show that's just called Will and Pedro, and it's just me, Will, and Pedro? What a weird show.
That would
Yeah.
be hilarious.
That would be funny. Or you could just ask them permission, of course, ahead of time, but you could just take some of the funniest lines you said and just like
I would steal them. I ain't asking for permission. Hey, or they could just cut me out. Pedro should just have Will on. Just a show that's called Will and Pedro. Oh my God. It'd be absurd.
it could be at an appropriate 3 a.m. time for Pedro. That's when he does his best work.
We could stay up late for Pedro.
We could. What time? I wonder what that would look like for us.
Oh, and by the way, for all of you who are really high on Pedro from Coffee Pods and Wads, go listen to his because I listened to his podcast with Dallin Pepper, and it's so good. Dallin's great. I didn't realize how good Dallin was. If you want to realize how shitty Pedro is, listen to his podcast with Bailey Martin. Holy fuck! Oh my God, what the fuck happened there? Bailey is Riley. Bailey, I listened to it. Man, Pedro, you had to work. I hated seeing you have to work like that. I like Mr. Martin. He was cool. Man. Hey, you're getting a lot of views. You're gonna eclipse some people in the space soon. Eclipse. You have a winner's mentality, Pedro. You have a winner's mentality. It's funny. I went to bed last night thinking of that word mentality and that I don't use it, and I want to work it into a show, and I just remembered.
Got it at 2:45.
91. This guy was a guest on the show. I love this guy. The Gadsden flag. I don't know how to pronounce that. Caleb will tell us more about it in a second, how to pronounce it. But before we go, we had the CEO of Born Primitive on the show, 35-year-old Yale graduate, 9-figure company, Navy SEAL, Bear.
Handlin.
And their number one selling shirt is the Gadsden flag shirt. And there's been some controversy recently, and we'll talk about it right here. Here we go.
This week, a 12-year-old boy was kicked out of class for wearing a patch that depicted the Gadsden flag. The Colorado school claimed that the symbol is synonymous with slavery. But what is the Gadsden flag? It all starts in 1754 when Ben Franklin made this political cartoon. He depicted a shattered rattlesnake with the words, "Join or die." Each part of the snake represented a different American colony. Its purpose was to encourage American colonies to join together in their fight against the French in the French and Indian War. But the next fight was against King George and the British Crown, which imposed all kinds of unfair taxes and even forced people to allow foreign soldiers to sleep in their homes. That's when South Carolina militiaman Christopher Gaston designed the Gaston flag. He added the words, "Don't tread on me." The flag represented resistance and defiance of tyranny, resistance by a united colonial America. This is the latest example of public schools teaching children the origins of America are bad. It's the same reason they teach the founding fathers were hateful, backward people, because the Gaston flag isn't the only flag they're trying to turn our children against. Check out a private homeschool community.
Oh, you cut off his advert. Fuck, you hate him.
Courses I teach on the Bill of Rights and American Revolution, the Founding Fathers, the Constitution, and Cubs to Bears books. Earlier this week.
Hey, you know how like they made the Little Mermaid black? Can't they just make one of the Founding Fathers black? Like they got that picture of the just color one in. Or 2 or 3. I don't give a fuck. If it'll make the problem go away, make one dude Chinese. Just kind of stretch his eyes out a little bit. The Gads. It makes me want to wear one of those shirts, to tell you the truth.
I have one.
You do?
Yeah. They have, and he's Bear was right about the Navy. Everybody has that patch. They wear it on their uniform, like their daily uniform. That's what they have on one of their sleeves.
God, that teacher is just such a tard. Number 90 doesn't even have anything written by it. I don't know what this is. Oh, okay. This is a Hawaii one. I don't know what this one says, but I'm so curious. I'm so confused about Maui. Okay, here we go.
Saw that $700 is going to be sent to the families of Lahaina. Now, I just did some quick math, Pete. There's about 13,000 residents of Lahaina. Times $700, that's $1.9 million. I think this week we announced another $40 billion for Ukraine. I'm not sure where we are at this point, Pete, but I believe it's something like $140 billion total for Ukraine. And last I checked, this is the United States of America, as is East Palestine, Ohio. So I don't know why it's so hard comparatively to rally for America and so easy comparatively to support Ukraine. But I will say this.
You know what else is interesting? So I wanted to show you earlier. I missed it, but that Lahaina CrossFit, people were saying that if you go there and you buy a day pass, that's a way to donate money to them. And I really like that idea. So if anyone does want to donate money to that community, and I think donating money to a CrossFit gym is fucking brilliant. I think giving money to a CrossFit gym is always brilliant. Always. Don't ever think of a CrossFit gym as like a place, as a transactional place in terms of like you're giving something and getting something. Think of it as like you're giving something that the whole fucking community is getting. Like if giving your money to your gym and your gym staying open in your community and spreading the message of health throughout your community is the impact that all of these gyms have in their little communities or even in their big communities radiates outward. It helps everything, whether you're a fucking liberal or conservative. Basically, it alleviates all the pressure on the community around it. What are you talking about, Sevan? How would it alleviate them? It helps local farmers because people who do CrossFit probably eat healthier and buy locally. Alleviates pressure on hospitals because people are probably healthier and are healthier and don't tax as many of the resources there. Makes people kinder to each other. Why? Because people who exercise are kinder. It's just it's what the church wishes it was in a lot of ways. And I don't mean to dog on the church by saying that. I'm just comparing it to something, and yet you also get something from them, so you know your money is being well spent. It doesn't matter how your affiliate owner even spends it. Anyway, think about that. Remember that. All right, I need to make a video like that and play that as a commercial.
Yeah, please do. So I could use it for my.
I would say that's the post I got in trouble with too on Noah's website. Like when Noah was giving money to a charitable cause, which was really cool of him. He'd won a competition. He said he was going to give it to a charitable cause. I posted on there, please don't give your money to a woke organization that has DEI. He ended up giving his money to Elijah Muhammad's organization, which I don't think is a woke organization. I went to their website and there was no DEI shit anywhere on there. And I think that the pictures on Elijah Muhammad's website, I could be wrong, was the money was going to kids to help them. And I can't remember which way it was, but I think maybe all the pictures were of black kids, but it wasn't actually all black kids in his organization. But I don't even care if it was all or wasn't. I'm just saying. And in there, I told someone that you're better off if you want to donate money, something to just donate it to a CrossFit gym. Just pick a random CrossFit gym and send it $50. And for some reason, that was hard for people to understand. They started like getting in this like capitalistic fucking like they got stuck in one way of thinking in this rhetoric. Yeah, it's a cool organization. There is no power for change greater than community discovering who cares about it. Yeah. And I've had Elijah on since then. It wasn't even a dig at Elijah. I didn't even know where Noah was sending the money. This is years ago, by the way. Mm-hmm. And a bunch of people, the Coffee Wads and Pods guy, a bunch of people attacked me. By the way, like 500 people liked that post I made too. Mm-hmm. And anyway, I just thought it was interesting that there were some people who just can't get over the fact to realize how powerful a CrossFit gym truly is to your community. It's amazing. Bernie Gannon. If Biden sends relief money to Hawaii, where's the kickback in that? Ukraine is more profitable for his family, just business. My God. Money laundering scheme. NASA, CIA, war.
All of it. Except for this one right here.
Yeah. The Sevan Podcast subclips, 663 subscribers. Do your duty, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, you get us over 1,000, and we start getting money from YouTube.
Yeah,
and then we can make even more sub clips, which makes even more money.
It's the flywheel, people. Subscribe.
Show me the money. 89. COVID. Here we go. Oh, I like it.
To every COVID tyrant who wants to take away our freedom, hear these words: we will not comply. The left-wing lunatics are trying very hard to bring back COVID lockdowns and mandates with all of their sudden fear-mongering about the new variants that are coming. Gee whiz, you know what else is coming? An election. They want to restart the COVID hysteria so they can justify more lockdowns, more censorship, more illegal drop boxes, more mail-in ballots, and trillions of dollars in payoffs to their political allies heading into the 2024 election. Does that sound familiar? These are bad people. These are sick people we're dealing with. So don't even think about it. We will not shut down our schools. We will not accept your lockdowns. We will not abide by your mask mandates. And we will not tolerate your vaccine mandates. But to every COVID tyrant who wants to take away.
Kenneth the Lab, didn't Trump invent the vaccine and mandates? I don't think he
invented. That might be a little.
I think he was warp speed was his deal and the vaccine. But what about that first 2-week lockdown? Was he president when that happened? I don't think so. First 2 weeks.
No, I don't think so.
And hey, either way, I don't.
Is that what happened in March?
Right. In either way, hey, once again, it's what's the better choice? And Greg comes on here and says he hates Trump. I don't hate Trump. I'm chill. I'm good with him. I'm good.
Yeah.
Fucking Trump. He opened the door wide open for them and invited them through. Might be true.
Yeah.
Might be true.
I think they're all kind of one and the same, to be honest.
I don't. I think he's clearing the swamp.
That's nice.
Bah ha 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 ha. This is the guy who started Operation Warp Speed. Yeah, but God made him. It's God's fault. But God made him. Now what? Huh? What? Yeah. Could do that game all day with you too.
My dad could beat up your dad. Yeah, well, I have 2 uncles.
Oh. Yeah. I can do that game all. How far back you want to go back? Where do you want to start and end the blame? Okay, 85. Here we go. So here's the story that I don't remember who brought it up, but the 85 is there's 2,000 kids missing in Hawaii. Well, is that true? This is a really weird story. Many Maui wildfire victims may be children, and 850 people are still missing, according to the Hawaii governor. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, that's fine. In early August 2023, Hawaii, particularly the island of Maui, was ravaged by one of the worst wildfires. By the way, people, just so you know, don't believe the hype. In the last 12 months, we've had fewer acres of land burned, I think, in the United States than in recorded history. So people who keep talking about all these fires we've had, and I have some graph or map that shows that. Leaving more than 100 people dead in Lahaina and 850 still missing. Okay. A proclamation last month to speed up the construction of 50,000 new housing units. Why would they need 50,000 new housing units if there was only 13,000 families who lost their homes? Anyway, okay, let's keep going. Opportunity to rebuild. Let's keep going. Adding to the complications, the state's police chief, John Pelletier, previously served as the police commander during the 2017 Las Vegas shooting, arousing public interest. Furthermore, despite the federal disaster declaration. So what they're saying is that the guy who in 2017, when there was that shooting in Las Vegas that all the conspiracy theorists are tripping on, also is now the police chief in Hawaii. Okay. Average price home in Maui is $1.2 million. Okay. Now here we go. Here it is. Governor Green told Face the Nation that it's possible many victims are children who were at home because schools were closed. Only 27 of the 114 confirmed victims have been identified as of Monday. The fire struck on August 8th. Among the heartbreaking stories is a 14-year-old Fuentes who was at the home during the fire. His adoptive parents got stuck in the traffic while trying to reach him and faced a police barricade. They found their son's body hugging their deceased family dog. Ooh, that's scary.
Jeez.
Keep going. The calamity raises questions about preparedness. Yeah, well, when you're a little speck of land out in the middle of the Pacific, that's going to be hard to prepare for. Keep going. Dude, incompetence and ESG DEI rules. Wow. So, okay, they're... wow, that's interesting. Okay, let's keep going. There's a part in here where they say, basically they're saying that 2,000 kids are missing, but their reference point is the school. Okay, here we go. Perhaps 1,000 or more children were burned to death. Cernovich presses us to not back down and to not let them forget to bury this tragedy. So the beginning of the article, it says 115 people dead, 850 missing. Now it goes on to say that there's 1,000 children who were burned to death. Fucking okay, keep going.
That's it. Oh.
Okay, here it is. There are still 850 people missing from the Maui fires, but the new report from the Hawaii State Department of Education shows there are more than 2,000 children who are unaccounted for in the public school system. That's it. And let me tell you something, dude. People aren't sending their kids back to school after this shit. Not for a minute. And so it's not that there's 2,000 missing. It's that there's 2,000 who aren't back to school. And just like I said, 2 million kids didn't go back to school after the pandemic. And tons of schools in this area closed down in Monterey, but handfuls of them. Police chief is an expert on cleaning up messes without people questioning anything. I don't know. The math ain't mathing. I don't know. All right. I think that's good. Elon on Twitter. Okay, that about 78. Wow, what a show. I didn't think we were going to do a 3-hour show this morning. Is this a contest to see who has to pee first out of the three of us?
I'll break for hunger before I'll break for pee. I'm getting
Me
close.
too. Me too.
Elon Musk. Okay, here we go. Elon Musk got rid of 75% of people at Twitter, and Twitter is still working. Swipe left. Oh, wait. Before you swipe, do you think that the audio on this one's going to work? I say no.
I vote no.
Vote no.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, so there's some pattern that we recognize. Is it all Twitter stuff?
I think it's because it's not a reel.
I think isn't it because it's on desktop? We established that, right? Because if you bring this up on your phone, it works.
Yeah, that's true.
How did I know this one wasn't going to allow audio? There's some pattern I'm recognizing.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just like anything contrarian that could be mega shared, right? Because like, let's say that one reel has its reach, but then it plays on our show, and then it gets like shared even more. So maybe they're just trying to curve that a little bit.
Dude, I was hanging out with this Facebook executive yesterday, and they were telling me about when they used to work with someone that we all are familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I don't know how much of the story I should share.
Mark Zuckerberg. Clearly, you're talking about Mark Zuckerberg. Nobody else.
No. It's close to home. No, it's close to home.
No. I don't recall.
It's not Don. I want to say that.
Oh,
just
okay.
So you know, it's
All
not
right.
him. But that was an important distinction. Ooh,
That's what I was
man, I
going
heard
with
some
it, yeah.
crazy stories, dude, yesterday. There's this story I've been sitting on for like a few months, guys, for political reasons. I'm just like trying to be cool.
Good. Must be good.
Oh, it's fucking. I mean, for anyone, the thing is the value of sharing the story is not greater than the value you can get by not sharing the story. Does that mean does that mean I'm a sellout, or that I'm political, or that I'm manipulative, or what's that mean? What category does that put me in?
What would you just say? The value of not showing the story is more than sharing the story?
Yeah, like sharing the story would be like, oh fuck, and everyone would be like, oh, and then they'd be over it onto the next story. But if I don't share it, they're like I can hang out longer and like, you know, I can make millions of dollars. Look at Andrew's like, yeah, I know, Andrew. Andrew's like, don't be cool. Andrew knows the story too because I ran it by him months ago. And I forgot that I have this piece all loaded up and ready to go.
Yeah.
But
do I know this? I don't think I know this.
Yeah, you know it. You know it. You've seen it in my show notes. It's not in my show notes anymore. You and Caleb have probably seen it in the show notes.
Oh, interesting.
It was a breakdown of a video, an old interview. God, it's brutal. It's so brutal.
Well, it's a great buildup for another show later.
Hey, what do you think? What do you think Caleb, what do you think one of the coolest things you've done, things that you're most proud of in your job with the Air Force?
Um,
Doesn't have to be the most proud, but what's something that when you come to your head, you're like, oh yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. That was cool.
we had like a patient get intubated and we had to like evac them out. So we like drove them onto the flight line and put them on a helicopter. That was kind of cool. Like
What intubated means they couldn't breathe on their own.
correct. Yeah.
And you were part of the team that rushed them out and helped. Did the guys survive?
Yep. Yeah. They survived.
Imagine like your crown. So you saved someone's life. Imagine like your crowning achievement being like,
I think I know what it is now.
Can't do it. I can't do it. I'm gonna hang tight. I'm gonna get rich first, guys, and then I need a little more clout. I need a little more clout.
Just a little more, it'll be good.
A little more clout. I need a little more power. Mass power. Mass power. All right. You guys, seriously, subscribe to that subclip station. What are you doing?
Yeah, do it now.
Yeah. How am I gonna get rich if you don't do that?
If you guys want to hear that story, better go over there now and subscribe. Oh, we've been dinged for the Sunday service.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Breaking text coming in.
Someone from my harem was like, "Hey, you kept girls' secrets from other girls."
What?
Yeah,
Like,
that would mean I was a player and not a harem. I don't. You don't. I don't know, but I don't know about this.
It's jacked up.
I don't have to tell the girls about the other girls. There's a difference between not telling and hiding.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a difference, unless you think that there's an implied.
Sometimes they just like to leave out of the bedroom window instead of the front door when the other one's here. I'm not hiding it. It just worked out that way.
When it was open, she's athletic. She jumped.
Situational.
Look, we got 2 more since the last time.
Okay. All right.
662 or was it 663?
Guys, there's 182 right now. We should at least have a jump in like 100 or 75. You're just not doing it. Damn it.
Look, you're officially kicked out of the harem. I'm texting this person back.
Oh my goodness.
All right. I was. Why am I picking up my phone? I'm looking at the date. Tomorrow's the 4th. Okay, tomorrow morning, Alexis Raptis.
Yep.
Find out about her games experience. Show's gonna be huge. Off the hook. Don't miss it. Mrs. Burns. Oh, she's right. Mrs. Burns is married to Mr. Burns. And Mr. Burns is probably standing next to her saying, "Fuck, spit it out, Sevi. Stop cock teasing us." Matt Burns. There you go. No one will be ejaculating at the end of this show. Sorry. All right. Love you guys. Time to eat. Caleb, thank you. Susan, thank you. Alexis Raptis tomorrow morning. Crazy weeks ahead of us of fun. All sorts of great guests. The studio is getting bigger. I'm better. We still don't have any plans to have any guests. Someone asked me, "Why are you building that?" I'm like, I don't know.
If you build it, they will come.
All right. Bye-bye.